President Trump goes to Capitol Hill tonight to deliver his State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress. The speech comes at a critical moment in the Trump presidency.
This evening's speech comes just a few days after the Supreme Court dealt the president a serious blow by striking down his global tariffs, and as the U.S. military continues a massive buildup in the Middle East amid rising tensions with Iran. With polls showing the public unhappy with his handling of the economy, the president is expected to tout the steps his administration has taken to lower costs for everyday Americans. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine, launched 4 years ago, is putting an increasing strain on Russia's domestic economy. As one small businessman, a local baker, can attest.
Denis Maximov told the AP he was just surviving. He says the increased pressure is significant. That's no secret. It hasn't been easy, but we've managed to accumulate the necessary funds, transfer them, and are looking ahead normally for now. As Putin's so-called special military operation in Ukraine marks 4 years, the mounting pressure on Russia's economy is starting to show. Oil revenues are dwindling, the budget deficit is up, and military spending that fueled robust growth has leveled off. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
There is a big dig underway across parts of the Northeast, buried by yesterday's massive snowstorm, dumped more than 2 feet. Upwards of 3 feet of snow blanketing Providence, Rhode Island. Flight cancellations and delays persist, as do power outages for tens of thousands of utility customers. The Pentagon says U.S. military forces have boarded a third sanctioned oil tanker in the Indian Ocean after tracking the vessel from the Caribbean Sea. U.S. Southern Command says the vessel was boarded overnight. On Wall Street this morning, Dow futures 153 points higher. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey there, it's Chris, and as you know, Israel is a hot discussion point right now. I just talked about it on a panel at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention. There's so many opinions and emotions surrounding the subject, and the Bible tells us, of course, I will bless those who bless you. That's not just a comforting promise, it's a clear calling from God. And today, with anti-Semitism rising around the world, the calling is more urgent than ever. At a time when Jewish communities are experiencing more hostility, more threats, more violence than ever, Christians have a real opportunity, a powerful opportunity, to respond with God's love, to say, you're not alone. When Christians choose to bless Israel, you're not entering into a political issue. You're honoring the roots of our faith and standing against hatred. Supporting Israel is more than just a belief. It's a biblical mandate. Partnering with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, you can push back against darkness and be a light to God's people. Go to ifcj.org to learn more. That's ifcj.org. Live the word, answer the call.
China's ratcheting up its economic pressure on Japan.
China is restricting exports to 40 Japanese entities that China says are contributing to Japan's remilitarization and the latest escalation of tensions between the two countries. Beijing has shown continued displeasure with Tokyo since November, when Japan implied it could intervene if China used military force against Taiwan, an island democracy that China claims as its own. 20 Japanese companies are now on an export control list, 20 others on a separate watch list. Japan has filed a formal protest and calls the move unacceptable. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
British police say Peter Mandelson, former UK ambassador to the U.S., has been released on bail after he was arrested in an Epstein Files misconduct probe, allegations of passing sensitive government information to Epstein. News and analysis at townhall.com. Police who identify suspects through online searches is a practice that's raising privacy concerns in the courts.
Criminal investigators hoping to develop suspects in difficult cases have been asking Google to reveal who searched for specific information online, seeking what's known as reverse keyboard warrants that critics warn threaten the privacy of innocent people. Unlike traditional search warrants that target a known suspect or location, keyboard warrants work backward by identifying internet addresses where searches were made in a certain window of time for particular terms, such as a street address where a crime occurred or a phrase like pipe bomb. Police have used the method to investigate a series of bombings in Texas and a fatal arson in Colorado. I'm Julie Walker.
30,000 registered nurses, other frontline Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers will be returning to work after a 4-week strike in California and Hawaii. More on these stories, townhall.com.
in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Gonna be a warm one today.
It is gonna be a warm one, Tater. 81 I think is the high.
3 is what I got.
83?
Yeah, and then we have a red flag warning today, too.
Oh, fun!
But really, tomorrow's the windier of the 2 days. Today is, like, I'd say breezy, like west winds 10 to 15. But tomorrow is 15 to 25, gusting to 35. And it's going to be 87.
Nice.
So I'm guessing...
87.
Yeah.
In February. Yep.
Yeah, pushing 90.
Yep.
It's weird, man.
So, forget about spring. Who needs it? Meanwhile, the entire East Coast is just like a solid block of ice.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the Northeast, they got, a foot or two of snow up in New England right now, and parts of it anyway, and here we are. It's like, it's going to be 83 today.
Of course, some of those New York freeze over videos and stories that I've been seeing, they do sort of warm my heart a little bit. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people.
Well, and I mean, it's cold and all that, but they are far better prepared.
Oh, yeah. They know sort of what they're doing.
Yeah.
But still watching them slip and slide all over the place is rather fun.
I know there's parts of upstate New York that pretty much from like November to March, they got snow.
There was a video that I saw. I can't remember I don't know who posted it, but it was, and it wasn't from New York. It was from somewhere. This was during like Snowmageddon. But some lady was like walking down her driveway. She slipped and fell on her butt, and she just kept going. And she slid all the way down the end of her driveway into the street. And somebody superimposed the snow slide song from Mario 64, which was fantastic. But yeah, that's just watching him, completely not know how to walk on a slick surface it delights me.
Well, we all have done it.
Oh, 100%.
All of us.
But when it's not me, it's real schadenfreude,
Yeah.
It's just taking pleasure in everybody else's nonsense.
Well, and when we all have done it, we all thought, oh, we'll be fine. You know what I mean? We all had the same thought right before we end up on our tails somewhere. It's every time.
Yep. It's funny. Everybody's all up in arms about that Super Bowl commercial that I think it was Ring did, or one of those, talking about making your neighborhood a secure, net of security. Well, people are talking about it being like, basically them selling your information like a Palantir style, web of surveillance essentially.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure the only thing that Ring cameras are good for is watching people slip or fall off of their porch in awkward and fun ways. I have seen so many
catching porch pirates, I guess.
Catching porch pirates. But I've seen so many videos of people walking up their stairs trying to get their keys out or whatever, and just tripping over the second step and just eating it into the door.
Yeah.
Or
I've seen a lot of videos of showing that those porch posts are never as sturdy as one appears.
No.
I've seen at least a half dozen of them take a when someone puts a shoulder to it.
What's really funny is when you see them, they're trying to catch their fall, trying not to fall, and then they end up just taking a face full of the car in front of them, the bumper.
Seen a few planters taken out. Yeah. Yeah,
it's always a good time.
But they also increase the porch pirate prank videos.
Oh, 100%.
The exploding dye boxes in the packages.
There's a guy who every year around like the holiday season, he comes up with more and more elaborate glitter bombs for porch pirates. Like originally it was just like a normal package that would explode glitter.
Okay.
But then it morphed to it had an air tag in it so we could track it down, who took it.
So in case they open it at a distance.
In case they open it in the car, and then they incorporated a fart spray element to it.
Wow.
So it was going to burst glitter and do a fart spray every like 20 seconds.
Wow.
So like if you took the package, like threw it in your van or whatever, it's just going to keep spraying fart spray until you're just like, toss it out. And just over the years, these have just gotten more and more elaborate.
Nice.
It's pretty fun to watch.
Well, cool. Well, I guess in theory with an AirTag one, if you do it right, you could catch them.
Yeah. And that's sort of like the idea is, it's either they're going to throw it out and you're going to, because some of them he puts like, cameras in to catch their reactions
in theory,
or whatever.
You call the cops and say, hey, let's watch this. There's your guy. Go get him.
So if you put like a GoPro and like, an AirTag in there, then you can catch his reaction and then track it down and upload it,
Yeah. A good time was had by all.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Gotta love it.
I got to talk about this real quick before we get into the show because I'm kind of shocked at people's reaction a little bit by this. I don't know if you saw. I saw the story yesterday, but apparently they had the British version of their Oscars recently.
Okay.
And
is it the BAFTA awards or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And so there was Delroy Lindo, and I forget the other actor's name, but he's the guy from Sinners. He was Adonis Creed and all that. I can't remember that actor's name, but they were announcing an award there at the deal.
Right.
And someone in the audience started blurting out the N-word. Like,
what?
Screaming it. Well, it turns out that guy that was screaming it is a guy with Tourette's named John Davidson. And apparently he was there because one of the movies is about his life dealing with Tourette's. And so he was there and his Tourette's kicked in. And he started blurting out when they were up on the stage there and everything. And it just, and the guy's like clearly like, I'm so sorry. I don't, but people are having it, man. They're lambasting this guy. And I'm like, look, I know it's not cool. I know what the guy did is, but he cannot control it. He has no ability.
Okay.
Because the type of Tourette's he has, it conditions him to just say the most awkwardly weird, offensive thing at the most inappropriate times. That's just what it does.
This is a whole episode of South Park.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally did a whole. And the funny thing about that episode is the La Petite Tourette's.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that episode is the National Council for Tourette Syndrome or whatever reached out and applauded them for their portrayal of it in such a real way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you sure about that? But okay, I understand that Tourette's is one of those things you can't control.
Right.
However, I do feel like sometimes I don't want to say overblown, but for example, that girl on that TLC show.
Yeah. I know what
Brandy or whatever her name is. Anyways, when she's on Chris Cuomo's show, I think it was.
Yeah.
She dropped one of my favorite lines, maybe of all time.
Right.
When she said, "Butter your own biscuit." Yeah. It made me laugh so hard. But at that point, I'm like, now are we kind of over dramatizing it a little bit? Are we overdoing it a little bit for the effect? I'm not saying that's what this guy's doing. I'm just saying.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, and I'm no expert. I'm no doctor. I'm just a guy that, I just read stuff. But I think there's so many variations of Tourette's.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and this is part of why I think it's hard to kind of get a handle on it. Like there's certain people that have certain strains that cause them to do this. Some don't have any of the blurting out stuff. Some are just more the tick stuff. Some of it have the ticks on top of the blurts. Others, they have the blurts, but theirs isn't the one that...
Yeah, some are just ticks.
...comes out offensive. There's really different levels of it. It's kind of like dementia or Alzheimer's. Some cause the real mean version, and others not so much. It's just... It's the disease.
BAFTA and BBC issued an apology after the slur went out over the air.
Well, I mean, and I get, I understand if you're offended by hearing the word and all that, but at the end of the day, you can't, I don't feel it's just to lambaste the guy, because I honestly don't believe he can control it.
This is a Variety article, and this is just the headline.
Yeah.
It says, "I swear," subject John Davidson says Tourette's tics are involuntary after shouting N-word at BAFTAs. Deeply mortified if anyone thinks it was intentional. So
he is British, so he's going to use words like deeply mortified.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe I'll cut him a little slack.
No, I agree.
I mean, he needs to work on that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also know that certain environments can also amplify their tics.
Are we 100% he didn't say ninja?
I don't know. I heard the blurred out version. But
that is a tough one. I will give him the benefit of the doubt for sure. But at the same time, and this is the other thing is British people especially, they still have a good sense of self-shame.
Yeah.
And so if this guy is truly as quote unquote deeply mortified as he says he is, that really is his own punishment.
Yeah.
Because British people, when they self-loathe, boy, do they self-loathe.
Sure.
I mean, they are a morose group of people. I shouldn't group them all together, but every Brit that I've ever met is like cat o' nine tailsing themselves on the back at every opportunity.
I think they'll be Catholic. But you were mentioning the other girl, Sammy
Bailey,
or
I think it's
Bailey, Balin. That's it, Balin.
Yep.
I think she has multiple versions of that Tourette's, like the tick part. She has the but I think also part of hers is got that offensive thing, but she's a mimicker. Like things like if she'll watch something on TV or see something on the news and it gets stuck in her head.
Right.
And that's why she starts doing the Joe Biden thing, and that she goes into those long buttier biscuits and all that. I think that's part of that.
I would also say that I think, and maybe this is just me, but I think that all of us have a little bit of that in some semblance.
Sure.
What I mean by that is...
But she can't stop it.
Right. But have you ever just been completely by yourself?
Right.
Or maybe with one or two very trusted people.
Yeah.
And you just said something out loud because you wanted to know what you wanted to hear it said out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A weird phrase or whatever.
Sure.
It's happened to me on more than one occasion. I'm like, is that like a minor Tourette's tic thing? Because it's I know I can control it, but I just...
Well, see, I think here's the difference is you can, they can't. And like another, for instance, on her, I know just because I'd seen the show, is if she gets around other people with Tourette's, she'll absorb their tics.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yes. And so, she'll be in a room with them, and then one will tick, and then she'll pick up on that tick and start doing the same tick.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. She's got a mimic thing in hers. So that's where that side
And there's
comes
also,
from.
I think, a little bit of OCD in her, too, because doesn't she also do, the three switches and all that?
Yeah, she's got multiple layers of things going on there.
That's crazy. I hadn't heard about that at all, but I will be looking into it for sure.
Yeah. I found
Michael B. Jordan, by the way.
Thank you. I could not remember his name to say. Delroy Lindo, I knew right out my head.
I know. I was like, how'd you pull Delroy Lindo, but not
That's
Michael
my
B.
age.
Jordan?
I've seen a lot of Delroy Lindo movies. I loved him in the 90s, and he's great. A lot of great movies. But anyway, all right, let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay our interview we had yesterday with Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society. She joined us yesterday talking about Women's History Month events coming up here, scholarships as well. Carrie Moore from the Health Council joined us back on February 9th. We're going to play that interview for you here in just a few. And then Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot will join us in the 9 o'clock hour and give us an update on his talk always about he's the guy when you're looking to procure finances for your home, and he always loves giving advice and talk, especially with first-time home buyers. So we'll give updates and chit-chat tips with Elliot here in a little bit, or in the 9 o'clock hour today. Plus, we'll have all the news of the local, national, variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really warm today. We have that low pressure trough developing over eastern New Mexico. That'll bring us sunshine, afternoon highs today in the low and mid 80s. For the overnight hours, fair weather, maybe a few clouds, our low near 50. Another warm one on Wednesday, sunny and mid to upper 80s, and the wind will be a little bit gusty, upper 70s and sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 32 here in Roswell. Humidity at 50%. Winds are calm at the moment. Red flag warning kicking in at 11 this morning, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. Today, it's mostly because of the dryness and that the breeze are just enough to create those right variables for fire hazards. But sunny, high of 83 today. Winds will be out of the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. For the tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 52, west winds 10 to 15. Wednesday, warmer and windier, 87 for a high tomorrow under mostly sunny skies. Winds will be breezy out of the northwest, 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 49 degrees, northwest winds 10 to 15. Thursday, we dip into the 70s, just barely, 79 and sunny. North winds at around 10 miles per hour. Friday, we're back up into the mid-80s, sunny and 84. And for the weekend, sunny and 86 for Saturday, sunny 81 on Sunday. So, warm week. Enjoy. All right, 7:22. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Livestock report recap with Smiley Wooten as well. Then we'll play our interview with Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
You've got questions about college. Eastern New Mexico University has the answers. Join us Saturday, March 21st for the Spring Open House in Portales. It's your chance to meet faculty, talk to current students, and learn more about financial aid, housing, and more. We'll have plenty of awesome door prizes, including several $500 scholarships. Don't just leave with a pamphlet, leave with a plan. Come experience ENMU in Portales. Register now at enmu.edu/open house or call 575-562-2178.
Artesia General Hospital presents Ways to Keep Your Home Healthy This Winter. Picture it, your home on a cool evening. The heater's humming, the family's cozy, and everyone is staying healthy because you planned ahead. Start with flu shots for the whole family and remind the little ones, washing hands is a superpower. Next, balance those holiday meals. Add roasted veggies, swap sugary drinks for water, and enjoy rich foods in smaller portions. And while you enjoy that warm indoor air, remember, your skin needs care too. Moisturize daily, run a humidifier, and drink plenty of water. A healthy home makes for a joyful season. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to help take care of you and your family.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,358 head of cattle sold on Monday on an uneven market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold steady to 5 lower, feeder cattle steady to 8 lower, packer cows 5 higher. Packer bulls sold steady, 3 to 400 pound steers, 585, 650. 3 to 400 pound heifers, 515, 545. 4 to 500 pound steers, 510, 585. 4 to 500 pound heifers, 445, 515. 5 to 600 pound steers, 430, 510. 5 to 600 pound heifers, 343 to 445. 700 pound steers, 388, 430. 700 pound heifers, 343, 355. 800 pound steers, 357, 388. The 800 pound heifers not well tested this week. Packer cows 171 to 88. Kenner and cutter cows 154, 161. Packer Bulls 188, 198, Feeder Bulls 166, 175, and the cow-calf pairs and bred cows not well tested. Plan to attend the 35th annual Roswell Brangus Bull and Female Sale this Saturday, selling open replacement heifers, bred heifers, and the good-doing kind tested Brangus Bulls. Sale time 11 a.m. We do appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
Society for Southeast New Mexico. Amy McVeigh is back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy day.
Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, how about them Team USA? I know you were sending me texts as I was watching it too.
We're messaging, and we should have worn our red, white, and blue today.
Yeah, I slacked
jerseys.
on that one. And,
I am so patriotic. My mom in heaven. I got big tears in my eyes. Like, I know my mom was watching the Olympics, and
I think it was cool they did with Goudreau. And did you see that? Did you get that with the jersey?
Class
Yeah, him and his brother were killed by a drunk driver a year or so ago.
24. Right?
Yeah, and of course his younger brother. Now he's an NHLer, and his younger brother played minor league. I think he maybe had a stint in the NH, but he wasn't quite the level. Of course, his brother was on the Olympic team, and so that's why. And then they skated around with his jersey, and then when they did the team picture. At the end there, they brought his kids out. So I thought that was cool.
It's very, very classy. Yeah. And I'm just, you know me, Mike, anything that we can pull together our country and just unite. Oh,
it is. People don't get this about hockey. And this is why I tell people, no people should watch hockey. It's a great sport. But it's violent. It's rough. There's great, it's all of that.
Hey, if you lose a tooth or two to win the medals, so be it.
they're the most heart, like there's just, they do a lot of pageantry and a lot of, that's the only sport where they'll fight and then they'll be in the back locker room having a beer and slapping each other's backs together. That's just hockey. It's just how it is.
That's right.
And like for instance, I know people don't care about hockey, but when one thing that happens a lot sometimes they do is if a player's about to retire or something, a milestone kind of moment, they'll do stuff at the end of the game, all of a sudden the whole other team goes to shake hands with this guy because, hey, this is probably the last time we're going to see you before you retire. And that's stuff you see in the NHL all the time. And awesome. You don't really see that in the other major leagues.
No, I agree.
And so hockey's kind of very, as much as it's violent and all the stuff too, it is very... a brotherhood type mindset.
Well, and I love that they're on the ring. They do what they have to do, but then off, like you're saying, let's unite together, work together. We're all one big family.
Yeah, now they'll get chippy and they'll say some stuff, but at the end of the day, So, but and then of course women's hockey getting the gold too, and that's a big deal. And that's relatively young in the Olympics here with women's hockey, and so it's great to see that they're dominating early here.
Really cool, and I just think it's good to.
But that being said, there is a lot of historical society stuff too.
There is a lot going on. I've got my. I was looking at my calendar, Mike, and I kept scrolling down.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Well, and then with March just around the corner. I know it seems like February just started, but we're what 20? What day is it? 23rd, 24th, whatever day it is.
Sunday is the first day of March. What? That
and
can't
so
be right.
Exactly. This weekend's March 1st. Exactly.
Yes.
And of course, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will be celebrating Women's History Month in March, and we have a couple events throughout the month. But we really hit the ground running really on March of the 1st here. So with
really exciting. And shout out to John LeMay and our board. We're just working together to celebrate history. We've honored women's legacy, but I think we're making an intentional effort to really take a moment in March to celebrate women's history.
Absolutely.
And the legacy of some of our local treasures. And so please make sure to come out on Sunday, March the 1st at 2 o'clock. It says 3:30. I'm sure the presentation will be about an hour. And Linda Sanchez has really worked hard to develop a really great presentation with some amazing artifacts on the legacy of Eve Ball. So come out Sunday, March the 1st, 2 o'clock. We've got some great things planned, and even maybe a surprise or two for her.
Absolutely.
And, I love the fact. So I I really want to encourage our youngers to come. So I would love the idea of grandma coming with mom and the granddaughter kind of mentality. Let's bring these young dynamic leaders, that are celebrating. And, we want grandma to come with the daughter, but we want the granddaughter.
Absolutely. we want to inspire the younger generation. And for folks that aren't familiar with the Eve Ball, the story, and we've talked with Linda on the show, but if you've missed all that, she was an amazing chronicler of New Mexico history.
Wow.
Interviewing and spending time with people of New Mexico that really shaped, how the state is.
Right.
And so she has, and of course, Linda was kind of a mentee. Eve was her mentor,
right?
Growing up, and of course, Linda is a historian in and of her own right, author and everything else.
And author,
but she was blessed enough to kind of be in the room with some of Eve's stuff, Eve's history here, and as a part of that. And so she's kind of made part of her life's work as being that telling her story and preserving her history, which by default is preserving New Mexico history.
You better believe it. That is history 101.
and so yes, Sunday is definitely all about women's history, but it is as much a New Mexico history as it is women's history too. So if you want to learn really not only about Eve, but the people that she followed and chronicled, it is an education, and that as much as it is even her celebration.
So just so people know that Sunday, March the 1st, 2 to about 3:30, we also want you to know that we'll have individuals in the museum, because we're going to have some large women's history panels honoring the legacy of women, including Eve Ball, but to include also Ernestine Chester Williams, Esther Goddard, Mrs. Goddard, the Mrs. behind the Mr.
Yes.
Lou Tomlinson White, which we continue to honor the legacy of the family which donated our home, Amelia Bolton Church, and others. So we'll have some fun panels, some fun history. Something else that will be present at the event in the archive facility. So just a friendly reminder, of course, the presentation on Sunday at 2 o'clock will be in the archive facility.
Yes.
We're going to have displayed a beautiful, beautiful print signed by Kim Wiggins.
Awesome.
That is all proceeds.
Amazing artist, by the way.
Yes. So go to our website at roswellnmhistory.org to see that beautiful signed print, and also to see a neat write-up on that.
Absolutely.
He was commissioned to do that actually by Grace Community Church. Has beautiful courthouse, and look for the hidden light and read more on that. So we want to encourage people to be a light. So a lot of things going on, but do not forget also to mark your calendars the next Saturday. On Saturday, March the 7th, we'll have some amazing authors in the archive facility autographing books. And again, we'll have the museum open for tours to see the panels.
Absolutely.
We'll have these exhibits. So we have the Eve Ball exhibit in the archives. We'll have the women's panels in the museum, and those will stay up throughout the month of March.
And they're all in the same location. You can park.
Right.
Right, the actual place you park is right in between the J.P. White home and the archives.
That's right. And if for some reason you say, well, I can't wait until Sunday, what you got?
Come on down now. Yeah. Come on down. We can do a personalized tour.
That's for sure.
Come see the home and come and check out.
We're doing some preparations. We'll be ready for Sunday. But come on
if you want to talk to Linda, you're going to have to wait till Sunday. She will be in town on Sunday.
She's really excited. I know she'll be there a little bit early, and I know she'll stay a little bit late. She loves to have that one-on-one. And you know what I love about her? She loves to have those unique conversations, and somebody might have additional information. This is a journaling, if you will, that will continue forever.
Absolutely.
So anything we can do to celebrate Linda, celebrate these amazing women, and the legacy, the rich history and legacy of our area. So again, come out. I know sometimes, Mike, and I'm going to say it, Sunday's hard for people. You go to church, and then it's hard for you to get up off the bohunkus.
Well, this will be perfect because you could hit church, have lunch, and then after lunch, head on over to the
and then go
archives
take the
facility.
nap right at about
Exactly.
3:30.
Yeah,
Nice
right.
nap before dinner.
And it'll be dinner time. Yeah.
See, that's a cool day.
There's
there.
there's no Olympics. There's no NFL
That's
football.
right. Go
There's
to
really,
church, eat lunch, come to this, take a nap, eat dinner. There you go.
basketball. You just need the last 2 minutes of the game
There you
anyway,
go.
so
That's
you're
what-
caught
that's
up.
what Ralph
so.
says. That's true. That's just true. Hey, a lot going on. Had the privilege of speaking to New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy cadets on Friday. Their scholarships are coming up. If you're listening, saying, "Why is Amy talking about that?" There's never enough scholarship. This is the 25th anniversary of New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy. We are offering scholarships to cadets. We gave them challenges. As of right now, we have about $2,500 available to New Mexico Youth Challenge cadets that will be graduating in June. Mike, last cycle, we doubled that with generous donors. It went from $2,500 to $5,000.
And we'd
So
love
if
to-
you really want to impact lives with these amazing dynamic program and these kids, give us a call at 622-8333 for more information on
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
But our scholarships, we do have applicants. So if you're listening and your kids are those procrastinators, I encourage them to apply now. So our high school scholarships are available as of now through April the 6th. But we always remind kids, you don't want to be number 97 on
No.
that.
Early bird always gets the worm. That's a saying.
You know, when you
but-
read through 91,
Yeah.
it's now don't get me wrong. We give every kid a fair shot.
Absolutely.
And we will. We will. We'll take the 3 days, and people on our committee will read them 3 times and be fair.
Oh, absolutely. They do take this very seriously. There is debate.
That's right.
There is.
There
I would
really
even
is.
say an argument or two on
There
over
is.
some of this
There
stuff. There is passion and
There's spreadsheets.
Absolutely.
There's numbers.
But the earlier you get the stuff in, the more thorough
That's
you
right.
are with putting attention to detail, the better your chances are always going to
Now, we've already had some applicants that have made some boo-boos, some mistakes. If you are a high school senior, we have humanities and arts, STEM, and character. Those are only available to high school seniors. Again, humanities, STEM, and arts. We do have another category, continuing ed. That is only for college or trade
continuing
school.
education.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
continuing could be for your PhD, master's,
Sure.
doctorate.
But you already have to be enrolled in a higher
have to be
institution,
enrolled
whether
in
it's a
a-
trade school or
That's right.
or a college, whatever
and it
that
can
is.
be online,
Yeah.
but you have to have a transcript proving that you're a
You already
student
have to
of
be in school
university.
past high school,
Yes, trade
basically.
school, all
Yeah.
of that. So if you need more information, you can go directly to roswellhistory.org. Again, our scholarships are Google documents only. I've had a call again just last week. Well, can't I pick up a piece of paper? Well, no. You can pick up our
We want it
promotional
online,
flyer.
yes.
It is all Google documents. It's very useful and actually simplifies, honestly, every time. It actually simplifies
and,
things.
and it's look, there's a lot of applications. There's a and if you have applications coming in multiple different ways, it sometimes it makes it easier for things to slip through the cracks.
That's right.
Therefore, and to be honest, part of the application process is we want to know that people have the ability to follow directions.
Right. Well, that is
and
true.
so that is
Well, that's
part
true.
of that is if you know you know, and so this is attention to detail. This is
Absolutely.
part of that whole. You know, it's no different than a college application. They want you to write these essays, not so much to see if you can write an essay. They want to see how you think. They want to see how your brain works.
That is right.
And that all is part of that process.
I think this is the 6th, if not 7th year we've done online Google Docs, because I was thinking, Mike, we took applications even during COVID and everything. So I believe this will be our 7th year. So it's Google Documents. If you have questions or need assistance through your high school counselor, they have that information. Or again, if you just have more questions, call 622-8333. These are monies donated by the Linda Hayes Trust, an honorable trust just wanting to impact lives. My goodness. And shout out to Troy Hayes and the many others that have helped make these scholarships possible. Again, the deadline is April the 6th at 11:59 p.m.
Yep.
That is the deadline. It
Turns into
will
a pumpkin
close
at midnight.
off,
Yep.
And it won't go anywhere at the bottom line. So,
Yep. And that's
April
the other reason
6th.
why we do it online is so we can have a stringent deadline,
Yep.
and that way that one say, well, I postmarked it. Well, yeah.
Well, and that is, you are right.
That's another reason why we do these
Literally, things can get lost in the mail.
Yeah.
They have.
So
I
we-
mean, we
we-
deal with that, yes.
So we want to streamline it one way. Everyone goes through the portal the exact same way, turn in the same
That's
way.
right.
Everything's the same.
Well, and that's exactly right. But again, if you have any more questions, you can email me at historydirector@outlook.com.
Remind me again, I know, like you said, the character scholarship, is that just for high school as well? Or
Yes, that is right.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Character, God bless you.
Sorry about that.
Character, STEM, and humanities and arts. Humanity and arts is one category. STEM is the second category, and again, character. All three of those are high school seniors only.
But I was like, let me confirm that.
That's right. No, that's right. But again, and something we haven't mentioned, Mike, is literally if a student is majoring in STEM category, minoring in the arts, they literally, any high school senior could apply for all three if it
Absolutely.
pertains to them.
Yeah.
I mean, they really could. And we really, really encourage applicants to apply for more than one if it pertains to you.
I think all high school seniors should apply for the character.
For sure.
Because all of you,
they've been resilient.
You display character, and you just got to show, how you do that.
Well, and their stories matter, and resiliency.
And then obviously, if you're leaning towards STEM or arts, then those kind of gear and those things. But like you said, if you're minoring in one and majoring in another,
we have had that numerous times. Their major is in a STEM category, and they're minoring in more arts.
Absolutely.
So it's really, I think it's really cool. And if they can, and that's telling. Now, granted, they're going to have to write a different, more focused on their major. But again, we make this as simple as possible. We take it seriously. We have a private committee. And we're honored to do this, and we have every intention of celebrating these amazing youths. So, and somebody called me. How do we present these? These checks go directly to the students. They may have needs before school starts, books and deposits. Also, so the checks are made directly to the students.
Yeah, these aren't pigeonholed for a direct, books or tuition.
And that's very
anything
unique.
that covers college, whether they need computers or whatever it is, dorms, whatever is needed for the college experience. That's what it's used for.
I was just talking to a father that his son has a full ride scholarship somewhere. We were just talking. Even if you have a full ride, they have already found out. And this kid said, I don't need this. Oh, yes, you do. Whether it's books and deposits and all that. So that is why we do it this way. Something else.
And then you're going to learn that you don't want to eat in the dining facility every night, and you like to have a microwave, and you want to, or you have a hot pot or whatever they're allowed to have, or God forbid they want to eat in a restaurant one night,
All these things.
I mean, gone are the days where we used to go to the Fixin's bar at the fast food place to get a salad.
It's a lot.
That was old.
That's right.
That's different.
That's right. Something else that we do that I'm very proud of is wherever these students attend high school, we will present at their award ceremonies, and I think it's very important to be there.
Yeah.
So these
public recognition.
Yes, these scholarships aren't just for Roswell. That is something else that we want to remind.
We do have
individuals.
kids from all over the state that do apply.
Like Arthur, we love those local, and whether it's even Fort Sumner, it's surrounding areas also. So if you have any other questions, call me at 622-8333 or email me at historydirector@outlook.com. Just a couple of other things we have going on. Our blood drives are filling up, I'm happy to say. Go ahead and call me or text me at 575-915-4471.
Get you locked in.
We'll get you scheduled for the year.
Yeah.
It's made life easy.
And that's usually once
calendar.
a quarter, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're filling that up. And thank you to Vitaliant for what they're doing. But call us today or 622-8333 and we'll get you scheduled. We're filling up at the poll. I love when groups come out. I want to challenge like an organization or a family or a group. Mike, there's been a lot of tragedy, recently in our areas with individuals passing and just a lot of things going on. We want to encourage organizations, clubs, churches to come out to our poll Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Last week we had the community kitchen. I love when it's our day to be at the community kitchen. They come pray for us. We find out about their needs, and they have, I think that's why we're doing what we're doing. They're impacting history, helping people that need a hand up.
Absolutely.
And we've had our hands in there literally, but also uniquely, every time we go, Mike, they're helping us with something. You know that's how we are.
It's kind of,
hey, I need this. Okay, you need this.
Sure.
Oh, why do you do this? And before you know it, we've got kids applying for scholarships and fun things.
Absolutely.
So thank you to the community.
It's the neighborly
kitchen.
thing.
Yes. But if you want to make special arrangements, I know National Day of Prayer will be coming up in May. But every Wednesday, 9 o'clock in the morning, bring your family, bring your group, or if you have a prayer need, give us a call.
Absolutely.
If you can't get out of the vehicle, drive up and roll your window down. You can be
Whatever
right there.
you got to do.
We're literally right there.
And you
So,
don't even have
make
to have a reason to pray. If you just want to come to pray a celebration or pray to get fellowship
to come
together.
and just come together. And I think going back
it's a very
to
grassroots organic thing that just kind of
going back to that hockey thing, boy, we love at the end of the day they're coming together and helping one another. And
sure.
I think that's we as an organization, and Will and myself too. That's been my mantra.
We live in a world that really, really tries to point out all the things that make us different.
Yes.
It's okay to spend some time reminding us why we're all connected.
Yes.
And a moment like this are exactly what that are.
My mother did a great job of us celebrating our differences.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes us who we are.
Yep.
But then we come together. So at the end of the day, we're all alike.
Absolutely.
We're just human beings battling with our uniqueness.
We really all want the same things at the end of the day. I mean, we'll probably disagree exactly what it is, but we all want to be happy. We want the best for ourselves, our families. We always want, I think every parent wants a better life for their children than they themselves. I mean, these are all things that we all want. You know, it's just, what that looks like. That's the part that,
That's exactly right. Speaking of children, too, fourth grade school tours, my goodness, Mike, so it'll be March on Sunday.
It's hard to believe it. Yeah, it's going to be like 2 weeks from now. Yeah.
Mike, so school tours, they're right around the corner. If you would love to impact lives between 900 and 1,000
Absolutely.
lives.
Volunteers, donations, all of the above.
Oh, my goodness. Getting excited. And people say, you've been doing that for a long time. You're darn right. We're still churning butter and using cider press and metates. If you'd like to be a part of that, please give us a call. We would love to have you volunteer. I'm going to have a little lady that can't walk around that much help keep time, Mike, because we've got to stay on the schedule.
She's on the...
So she's going to be on the time, and I love that. You ring the bell and make sure we're on time. So we'd love your help. So if you want to be part of school tours, give us a call.
Even if you can't physically be there, but want to make donations of
please.
Anything from the materials they use to make the butter to paper towels, to the cleanup supplies that are needed to have a bunch of fourth graders make butter.
Literally, we're fixing to have to obtain juice for 1,000 kids and apples. If you want to do nothing, how do you like those apples?
Yeah, you like apples? I like them apples. But
if you would like nothing more than to give us a gift card to help us buy apples, that'd be really cool.
All of the above would be very helpful.
Saves money. We're doing
now, of course, if you want to volunteer and be there, we'd love to have you there too. But even if you're not available, but want to give back financially or donating of items would be a godsend.
I think you mentioned before, if you want to donate toilet paper or sanitizer or paper towels,
all of the above gets used. Absolutely.
I know, and I think people have been on the radio. We want to remind people and mark their calendars for the Robert H. Goddard event coming up at Goddard High School. That's getting, and Mike, here we go in March again. So we're right around the corner, and that is on Saturday, March the 14th. And the actual anniversary date's on the 16th. We're having a celebration on the 14th at Goddard High School.
Very good.
10 to 3. There's shout out to Caroline Brooks and the Roswell Museum, but our whole committee. I know the school district and the college. We're a great committee coming together. And if you need more information, follow Caroline Brooks and the amazing Roswell Museum on Facebook, Instagram. Give me a call. We'll connect you and be a part of that. A lot going on there.
Yep. We're hoping sooner rather than later they'll be able to open those doors back up over at the museum and all that. I know.
But, I think it's powerful through their hardship of resiliency coming together for this. Goes back to that. It gives them hope.
Absolutely.
And we can learn more about how we can help them.
Well, and this is that weird, sad but blessing at the same time moment, whereas Roswell is uniquely blessed with so many arts, history, culture, museums. I mean, for a town of its size to have as many museums that we have and venues that we have, that's unheard of. I mean, this is rivaling. I mean, I'm not trying to compare Roswell to D.C., but this reminds me of D.C. in the terms of museums and things like that. And and what I mean by that is the fact that what happened to the museum with the flooding and all that stuff. The fact that the other museums have also kind of
right.
Like, I don't know if that could have happened.
Right.
If we weren't blessed with having 7 museums in town,
that's
or 8
right.
museums, whatever we're up to now.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And we can still help. And you bring up a good point.
Yeah.
In the busyness and insanity of our own lives, we need to make sure we're reaching out and doing what we can to help them. And I think that that's powerful because they're equally in their hardship helping all of us.
Absolutely.
And getting involved with all of our other events, just like I know they're involved with so
and all the
many
museums'
different
end
things.
games are exactly the same. It's to celebrate humans and whatever particular niche that they're doing it in, and celebrating our stuff. And so, and obviously the Museum and Art Center is kind of a hodgepodge of everything because of art covers everything.
Well, it is.
You know what
That's
I mean?
For sure.
Every
they
aspect
are
of life.
historians, literally.
Yeah.
They really are.
And so they kind of dabble in everything else.
They really do.
And so it's great that we're able to still have the museum even though we don't have the museum, if that makes sense.
Well, they have never stopped. That's one thing for sure. They never stopped.
Where the Historical Society or the Andrews Museum picks up slack there to help out, that's what happens.
Well, we're planning, I know, Museum Day behind the scenes. I know we're working to schedule that date. Something else that reminds me that the Historical Society is so excited about is the 250 celebration, the Roswell 250 celebration.
Yeah.
I know Julian is
I know you're involved with the
spearheading
committees and all of the...
and I think if you want to know more information about that, log on to social media right now. I know we received an email just today of some great things. And I think that, again, Mike, going back to unifying our community, coming together and making this a year celebration of the 250 celebration.
I got to be honest, hockey yesterday kind of added to that one pretty good too, didn't it?
Ooh, yes.
It's kind of a nice sprinkles on the top of the cake
let's
there.
Get those American jerseys and wear them all year. Kind of thing. Seriously, I do see those hockey jerseys being worn throughout the year.
Although, to be correct, we need to call them sweaters.
Okay. In
hockey, they call them sweaters.
Okay, so we need to obtain those.
I mean, jerseys.
Sweaters.
No one's going to yell at you, but
No, but
technically,
it's
they
a
are
sweater.
called hockey sweaters.
Okay,
That's their
good.
technical term.
See, I learn something new all the time.
Yeah.
If anybody listening has any questions regarding memberships, donations, tours, morning, noon, and night, you can log on to the website at roswellmhistory.org. Give us a call, 622-8333. I know they've got a lot going on in the archives today. A group of them will be in the archives. You can call 622-1176. We'll have people in the archives today.
If you're looking for a place to volunteer, we've got a few spots here, whether it's serving as a docent or something like that, or down in the archives with John and those guys and Elaine and them working with them.
We're working on some new features outside too. So whether you want to be inside, outside, helping IT.
Absolutely.
Oh goodness!
I mean,
we're always approve on.
I'm sure we got some handyman jobs that we could find for you, or and of course we do appreciate the garden clubs when they come.
That's for sure.
Of course, we're getting to that time of year again too, with the spring and everything else, where the flowers will be out here before you know it, and everything else.
Yes, you mentioned something. I don't think. Shout out to Cameron with All Star Landscaping. We really appreciate. There's really not much he won't tackle around there, and he really is a lot of times a one-man show. Shout out to Cameron for all that you do for the Historical Society. And Mike, a lot of the times he's doing that extra just because it's the right thing to do. So thank you for all he does too. It's a big property.
Well, and it looks pretty because of the great work that they do.
It really does.
And it is. It's one of those few places in town where you sit there and you're like, I don't think I'm living in the desert for a minute. You know what I mean?
Right. It's true.
It's like there's green grass, there's mature trees, there's this grandiose porch. I mean, it's like this feels like I could be anywhere but the desert for that minute.
That's right. And I want to give a shout out to our board, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico board. I love because we really not only like each other, Mike, but we really love each other.
Yeah.
And there's not any. I'm so proud to say we work with an organization and we don't bicker with one another. We work hard. We find our niches and our passions and what we like to do. And I'm so proud to be part of an organization that really likes and loves one another. And we work hard. We really do. Work hard.
I will definitely say this: of all the things I'm involved with, that's usually the drama-freest.
We
that
do
makes
our
sense.
best. And if we have to tackle something, we're going to do it. But at the end of the day, you know us. We're going to do it with a smile. We're on the Lord. We're going to do the right thing. And it just works itself out.
Absolutely.
It really does.
It is. And at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, it always turns out all right. You know what I mean? All right, we didn't quite make as much money as we want, but we still got to help some kids, or we still got to do this, or you know what I mean? Even if we don't hit all the goals, we make
the best with what we have.
We went with positive.
That's
momentum.
Right. And last but not least, we're really, really, really excited. I think Mike and I are going to work out a date. And listen, tune in next week. We're really excited to announce the Heritage Award winner. And we're going to do that next week. So tune in.
Yep.
We're really excited for the Heritage Dinner for 2026.
Yeah. That's
exciting.
It's always fun to honor people that really made a mark in our local history, and that's really what this is always
this
about.
Recipient, I think, could really go on percentile of really impacting like a large majority of Roswell.
Yeah.
It might. But every year. So if you want to know more about the Heritage Dinner, how we got started, our list of recipients, give us a call. It's a huge part of our history.
Absolutely.
We're really thankful.
Yep. It is. It's a great way that it's a twofold. Yes, at the end of the day, it does help support the fund through fundraising and things, our projects. But at the same time, we get a chance to really honor some great people or organizations, and it's been both over the years that have really made an impact in New Mexico here. Whether it's through like the power company or something like that, or more of a personal family impact. A
dairy industry or artists.
Yeah, or Little League baseballer.
Even our mayor.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Exactly. All the above. So
yes.
But so we'll let the cat out of the bag on our 2026 recipients.
In March.
Yes,
see,
here.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yay.
RoswellNMhistory.org is our website. Go there. Of course, Mother's Day, Father's Day, they're right around the corner too. We got some great gift ideas. Books, artwork, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
That beautiful Kim Wiggins print.
Yeah.
So, and we do wrap or deliver and anything like that. 622-8333, archive 622-1176, history director at outlook.com. And we're really excited. Thank you, Mike, for the time.
Absolutely. And don't forget, too, Archives facility, with spring here, if you've got some quinceañeras or smaller wedding receptions, we're getting, like that, we can comfortably have 75 people in there with the kitchen and everything So, or at the very least, the place is pretty popular for photos and things because if you would like to utilize our property for those kinds of things, we would more than welcome to have you.
And if you've been slacking and haven't renewed your memberships for 2026, it's that time.
It is the year.
And you can log on, or we'd prefer a check. We'll make a little bit more money. If you need that update, call 622-1176 or 622-8333 and we'll get you that update.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Thank you very much, Mike.
As always, appreciate it. We'll see you next time here. And I just say stay cool after today because it's going to be like 80s
I'm
and
going to enjoy
87.
every second of today.
Like, what happened?
Oh, no.
By the way, back in New York and all that, they're getting a foot of snow right now.
And blizzard.
We're like,
and then we're fixing to be in swimming pools will be cleaned up.
Yeah. We're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be too hot. We're going to turn the air conditioning on.
So. I know. It's air conditioning time.
Yeah. But thank you as always.
Thank you very much.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas, ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
What does it mean for a roofing contractor to have heart? How about about braving a 24-hour road trip with a bad back and a 20-foot-long trailer through Interstate 40? You heard that right. A local business needed a new roof, but this business did not want just any roof. They desired a schoolhouse roof with red shingles. Well, we wanted to give our customers exactly what they were asking for. The only problem was that the red color of shingle they were looking for had been discontinued in our local region. But we didn't give up then. We were told by our supplier that the schoolhouse red color of shingle that we were looking for was still available in Arkansas. So we did what was expected of us and drove 24 hours, and we delivered on our promise. If you need a roofer who delivers on their promises, call Trustmark Roofing today at 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The FFA of Chaves and Eddy County, growing the next generation of leaders that will change the world. Listing Echo Feeds, your hometown stop for fresh milled feeds, animal health products, and ranch supplies, proudly partners with KSVP TV and the FFA chapters of Chaves and Eddy County to live stream chapter speeches and celebrate these future leaders. FFA Week, February 21st through the 28th, brought to you by Listing Echo Feeds, 905 White Mill Road in Roswell.
Is expected to highlight when he goes prime time tonight, delivering his State of the Union speech. White House correspondent Greg Clugston says Mr. Trump will be facing a somewhat skeptical American public.
In a shift from last year's Capitol Hill speech, the president is underwater when it comes to his job approval. According to the Real Clear Politics average of 12 major polls, a majority of voters disapprove of Donald Trump, 56 to 43%. And even though the president will be highlighting his actions on the economy, only about 41% of Americans give him positive marks on keeping prices in check. Greg Clugston, Washington.
In light of the Supreme Court's ruling striking down the president's global tariffs, FedEx is suing the Trump administration, package delivery giant seeking a full refund of the tariffs it has paid. Well, the store may be gone, but the cleanup goes on all across the Northeast, people digging out from record snowfall.
The sound of shovels scraping concrete in Brooklyn as New Yorkers like Vince Lisi dig out with up to 2 feet of snow in some areas of the Big Apple.
Just got to take small shovelfuls.
Meanwhile, more than 3 feet of snow in some parts of the Northeast like Rhode Island. The bomb cyclone causing power outages, closing schools and airports, downing trees, and creating loads of issues.
Correspondent Julie Walker. More than a dozen senior European officials are paying a visit to Kiev. It's a show of support, the 4th anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The war has killed tens of thousands of people, but Ukrainian President Zelensky says that Russian President Putin has not broken Ukrainians. He has not won this war. On Wall Street this hour, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 229 points, while the Nasdaq is ahead 59. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
A Hong Kong-based company that's operated ports at both ends of the Panama Canal for decades says the Panamanian government has seized them. The seizure comes after Panama's top court ruled C.K. Hutchinson's contract unconstitutional.
This may be considered a victory for Washington, as Donald Trump has been pushing to restrict Chinese influence over the Panama Canal, even threatening to seize the waterway on his first day back in office last year. In January, the Panamanian Supreme Court annulled Hutchison's concession to manage the ports on the Atlantic and Pacific coasts, despite the multinational firm seeking to negotiate an extension. Hutchison has warned of possible legal action over the cancellation of its long-standing contract.
The BBC's Paddy Maguire. Russian authorities say an unidentified assailant has set off an explosive device next to a patrol vehicle in Moscow, killed himself as well as a police officer, 2 other officers injured. News and analysis, townhall.com. The strain of 4 years of war in Ukraine is taking an increasing toll on the Russian economy.
Oil revenues are dwindling, the budget deficit is up, and military spending that fueled robust economic growth has leveled off. Seeking to fill state coffers, the Kremlin has tapped consumers and small businesses for funds. Value-added tax has been raised by 2%, and revenue thresholds for requiring businesses to pay it have been lowered drastically. That prompted an outcry in the small and medium business sector. Entrepreneurs say they were dealing with a steady decrease in demand for their goods and services, a sudden increase in costs as their suppliers adjust to the tax reform and much higher tax bills. Keith Peters, Washington.
The Supreme Court has agreed to hear from oil and gas companies. They're trying to block lawsuits that seek billions of dollars for damages that the plaintiffs claim as a result of climate change. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Deuce of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Indeed. Welcome to it.
Absolutely. Hey, I have dinner plans for everyone tonight.
Right.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
It's Dine to Donate night, which they do on Tuesday nights, I think just about every month. I don't know if it's every Tuesday, but I know they do it monthly at least. But tonight, Food Not Bombs is the Dine to Donate night at Texas Roadhouse. So if you dine at Texas Roadhouse between the hours of 3 and 10 p.m., bring a copy of this flyer with you, either in a paper form or if you have, like if you go to the Food Not Bombs Facebook page, there is a copy of it on the phone, on the page there. You can bring it up on your phone and show your waitstaff. And when you do that, 10% of your meal purchase will go back to Food Not Bombs.
That adds up big time.
Yeah, so if a bunch of people do that, they can take home a nice chunk of change. Absolutely. They continue to do great work that they do over there. But that's tonight, at Texas Roadhouse. Early birds.
And you know what they do? They're gonna make it right tonight. Whoa.
There it is. So early birds start dinner at 3 p.m., but if you're a night owl, you can dine up to 10 p.m. And then, like I said, either bring this flyer with you or a digital version of it off your phone or something like that. Make sure you show that to your waitstaff. And that way, Food Not Bombs will get that money.
That nice little chunk of change, and they can absolutely use it with everything going on with the warming center and
absolutely
costs constantly being a thing, resources always having to be replenished.
Yeah,
any and all help is absolutely appreciated.
And if I understand correctly, Jocelyn will correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe there'll be someone from Food Not Bombs there during that time. So you can, if you want to ask questions or learn more or get more involved with Food Not Bombs, I think, don't you guys usually have, we have a grounding issue.
Yeah.
Everything just turns off around here, so.
Yes, Ernie and another volunteer will be out there today, so you can meet
Come
them.
up, say hi, and chit chat if you want to learn more or volunteer
donation
or donate more stuff. You know,
kind of talk to them, see what we're doing,
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
future plans are for after warming.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the cool thing about Food Not Bombs is it really is like a brain trust. They're always looking for, if you have an idea, if you have, maybe a resource that somebody hadn't thought of, bring it to them, bring it to their attention. And, it's something that it helps
All's on the
everybody.
table.
Yes.
That's right.
So we are currently trying to transition to cooling center.
Okay.
So we'll probably close for a couple weeks and then reopen.
Okay.
So, but yes, we do need donations to do that.
Sure.
So this
Absolutely.
is kind of why we're doing this fundraiser thanks to Texas Roadhouse. Angela actually works there. She set that up.
Oh, excellent. Very
So-
good. So come have a steak dinner or burger or whatever your proclivity is.
Yes.
But between the hours and 3 to 10. But make sure you do bring either physically have this paper
Or
in your
digitally,
hand,
yes.
or I know if you go to the Food Not Bombs Facebook page, there's a digital copy of that flyer.
Yep.
I believe if you show that to your wait staff, that works. I believe also if you do a to-go order and you show that to them, that'll count your to-go orders towards the Food Not Bombs as well too.
So any support.
Yep,
that we
absolutely. All
we
be
can
great
get,
and much appreciated.
Yep, we're still over there.
Hey, and if you're on a diet still or you're still new, they got salads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have salads. They have some fantastic, lighter options, appetizers. You can
Or if you go eat keto, man, you just eat steak, man.
Just go steak.
Just eat beef.
Man. Steak is always great.
Yeah. But that is tonight,
Yes.
folks. Tonight, 3 to 10. So.
Make it
Very
happen.
good. Yeah.
So I have brought us a little something. We don't have to necessarily do it right now.
Okay.
I mostly want to present.
Okay.
More than anything else. So while we were in Vegas, I found this place called Snack Daddy.
Okay.
Okay. Now I found some really interesting snacks for us to, over the course of the next try out.
All right.
Well, the reason I wanted to bring this out is because I brought the receipt.
All right.
Now-
Do you want to know?
When I say I love this show and I love you people, I mean it from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of my wallet, because things in Vegas are always very expensive. But I'm going to present what I got from Snack Daddy,
Okay.
the Miracle Mile shops in Vegas. And I want you to see if you can guess how much I paid for these.
Oh.
Okay? We're going to start off with a bag of Lay's truffle flavored potato chips.
I'm going to say in a normal world, it'd be about $3.
These are from China. Okay.
Okay.
So how much do you think I paid for this bag?
I'd say if you in a normal world, it'd be $3.
Mm-hmm.
You probably paid like $9 for it.
Okay. The retail price of this bag of chips is $14.95.
$15 chips?
$15 for this. And it almost exploded on the plane because of the pressure.
That's obscene.
Next, a bag of Doritos Szechuan peppercorn flavored, chicken flavored Doritos from Taiwan.
Well, if those were 15, I'm going to say those are like 12.
$10.95.
Jeez.
The final presentation on this one, because I'm saving one that actually I kind of just want to try on my own because it sounds delicious and I didn't really pay that much for it, is a bag of Lay's seaweed flavored chips from China. This bag of chips, what do you think retail?
It's got to be cheaper, man. It's seaweed. $6.
$8.95.
$8.
Now, couple that with what I'm going to try on my own, which is a Snickers Berry Whip bar. It's white chocolate, so I didn't think you'd like it that much. That was $3, so that wasn't that much. But the grand total at Snack Daddy for these 3 bags of chips and and it's literally this big.
And a tiny candy bar.
Is $37.85.
Wow.
So,
and none of these snacks are going to be that good.
Well, okay. This one I'm genuinely curious about because I don't know if you know about Szechuan peppercorn.
Yeah.
Well,
you know me and Doritos.
It numbs your mouth. Szechuan peppercorns are known to have a numbing sensation on your mouth. So, and these, I just like truffles, so I'm curious about those as well. But all that being said, $37.85.
Wow. So. I feel like we need to pair that.
Cherish them. That's what I'm saying.
Do we need to pair it with a cocktail or something?
Like some kind of like nice, like a
yeah.
Chardonnay or something.
Yeah.
But I was very excited when I found the snack shop because it wasn't one of those places that's just like out there. It's like in the middle of the mile.
Need a dig.
Either way, you're going about a half mile. And as soon as I saw it, I was filled with both excitement and also like that pit of my stomach, like, oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
I'm gonna see a lot of stuff I want, and I'm gonna pay a lot of money for it.
Yep. I'm going to regret this.
And I held back.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
sure.
There was some interesting. I held back partly because I've seen some of the flavors I saw in the store. I've actually seen locally for a lot less.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to try
I can go back and get those.
Get those.
So they have what? Snacks pretty much? Anything?
It was
candy,
chips?
Candies. Did they have baked goods like cupcakes and stuff?
Not really. It was mostly, but the whole thing was, both local and international.
Was there drinks like juices or sodas, what have you? Okay.
Sodas like the glass bottle sodas. So, like the more like niche.
Was it like the weird Jonesy type turkey flavors?
Yeah, kind of those, or like the bubblegum flavored soda and stuff like that.
Yeah. So. I'm not down with that. Like, when it comes to sodas, I want soda flavored soda.
Yeah, This is getting back to that coffee flavored coffee.
Yeah. By the way, I tried the cherry float Coke Zero.
Oh, yeah.
Not a fan.
Not a fan, really?
No.
Now, I got to ask, does it have a chocolate note to it?
No.
Okay.
It's too sweet. It's got a very sweet
The reason I ask is because, and I can't find it anywhere anymore. I think they've discontinued it.
Yeah.
A&W did that ice cream float soda for a while. And that soda had a very distinct chocolate flavor to it. It tasted like a carbonated chocolate frosty. It was just a 10, and I can't find it anywhere anymore.
No, I did not pick up chocolate in this. It was a very sweet cherry cream that I did not.
I do kind of want to see. I'm real hesitant with vanilla. Anytime you put a vanilla in a soda, it's not. It just doesn't hit right for me. It doesn't taste like real vanilla.
Yeah, I tried it, and I was like, no, I'm good. I unfortunately I couldn't even finish the bottle.
Here's the problem: it doesn't taste like real vanilla. And I know what fake vanilla is made out of.
Yeah.
Which, do you know?
Beaver.
Yep.
Something.
Castorum.
Yeah.
It is the scent glands around the anus of a beaver.
Yeah, I knew it was something from the backside of a beaver. I'm a chocolate fan.
Yeah.
On that note, we probably should get the hour going.
We should.
Although, I wonder if there's... Because I've been watching a lot of those alone type shows. I wonder if like any of them have couples, like I've seen a couple catch a beaver. Saying.
Yeah.
Make some
vanilla's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, exactly, just saying. maybe
if you know how to properly
tea.
process a beaver, that is.
Oh, these guys are pretty handy.
That's fair.
All right, it is 8:17. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really warm today. We have that low pressure trough developing over eastern New Mexico. That'll bring us sunshine. Afternoon highs today in the low and mid 80s. For the overnight hours, fair weather, maybe a few clouds. Our low near 50. Another warm one on Wednesday, sunny and mid to upper 80s. And the wind will be a little bit gusty. Upper 70s and sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, I don't think I refreshed. Hold on here. My apologies. Currently 34 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 48% with winds out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. We do have a red flag warning that's going to kick in at 11 this morning, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. For today, warm, 83 and sunny. Winds will be out of the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear tonight, overnight low of 52. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Warmer tomorrow, mostly sunny, 87, but the winds will be up. Out of the northwest, 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Sunny on Thursday, 79 for a high, but that's a short-lived cooling spell, if you want to call it that, because it'll be Friday, sunny, back up into 84, and then for the weekend, sunny and 86 on Saturday, sunny 81 on Sunday. So enjoy the warmer weather. All right, 8:19, quick break, and then we're going to play our interview with Carrie Moore from the Chaves County Health Council. Don't go away.
Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is your one-stop shop for farm and ranch supplies in southeastern New Mexico, with a friendly, knowledgeable team that can help you find the brands you know, including Preferred, Pearson, Purina, High Pro Feeds, Ariat, Wrangler, Cinch, Justin Boots, and more. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of area sports, 4-H, FFA, and the farmers and ranchers of tomorrow. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd, celebrating over 50 years.
You've got questions about college. Eastern New Mexico University has the answers. Join us Saturday, March 21st for the Spring Open House in Portales. It's your chance to meet faculty, talk to current students, and learn more about financial aid, housing, and more. We'll have plenty of awesome door prizes, including several $500 scholarships. Don't just leave with a pamphlet, leave with a plan. Come experience ENMU in Portales. Register now at enmu.edu/open house or call 575-562-2178.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the all-star lineup at Roswell Honda. Leading the pack, the 2026 Honda Civic Sedan. Just 4.49% APR for 48 months. The 2026 Civic Hybrid, just 3.99% for 48 months. The 26 Honda HR-V, just 2.49% for 48 months. And the best-in-class 26 Honda CR-V Hybrid, just 2.49% for 36 months. Time to join the winning team at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
Hi, honey. Guess what? Now you don't have to do the dishes by hand anymore.
Really? No more scrubbing pots?
That's right, babe. And you won't have to hang the clothes outside in the wind either.
Wait, does that mean we could finally get the new shiny refrigerator? The one with the giant freezer for my man cave?
Only if it's during Bush Appliance's Sweetheart Sale. Huge savings on washers, dryers, fridges, and more. Now through February 28th.
Sweetheart, let's go.
Visit Bush Appliance in Roswell today during their Sweetheart Sale, 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell. Because true love means never doing the dishes by hand again.
Hi, can I help you?
I'm here to make hot your home.
You're not Fergie's.
I have right tools for a job.
Well, you may have the proper tools, but do you know how to use them?
I learn on Croatian YouTube.
Oh no, baby. Just because they have the equipment don't mean they can get the job done. Let Fergie's work their mojo on your heating and AC unit. 622-2660.
Fergalicious.
The FFA of Chaves and Eddy County, growing the next generation of leaders that will change the world. Listing Echo Feeds, your hometown stop for fresh milled feeds, animal health products, and ranch supplies, proudly partners with KSVP TV and the FFA chapters of Chaves and Eddy County to live stream chapter speeches and celebrate these future leaders. FFA Week, February 21st through the 28th. Brought to you by Lissy and Echo Feeds, 905 White Mill Road in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
In the studio this morning, Carrie Moore is back with us from the Chaves County Health Council. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your Super Bowl weekend? You go watch the game and do all that, or?
No, so I stopped watching football on TV not long after college.
Okay.
Because I worked for UNM football. I broke down game tapes. So I watched football 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
So you're good up.
Yeah. Good. And when you break down game tapes, you're actually watching the same tape over and over because you got to break out every single play.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't do football
Football's
anymore.
not pleasurable for you.
No.
I thought maybe it's just because I know you like to cook. I heard, thought maybe you get a chance to kind of whip up some weird things or something.
Well, back in the day when people actually invited me to go places.
Oh yeah, socializing, that thing. Yeah.
The thing that they used to do. I don't know, like before 2020, 2019. When life changed on us.
Yeah.
I'd go just for the food.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cook.
Right. You just want to just dabble in
somebody else's.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, who else got sliders over here? Let me see.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And we all put our whatever diet proclivities aside that day. So it's like, well, it's Super Bowl, so I can eat.
Yeah, you can't be on a diet in football anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no food in the football world that allows for it.
Right. That's why all the stadium food is now these huge event trays of, trash can nachos.
That's right.
Type stuff.
And then but what they do to make you feel better is well, here, we'll put 6 pounds of avocado on it. That way it's healthy.
Oh, and here's a light beer.
You're right. All right. Well, that's a good way to start the health council conversation, I think.
All right. We got alcohol and fatty foods.
That's right. But I know really things have been busy for the health council through, the various obviously over the last month. I mean, yes, you wouldn't know it today, but we were in a deep freeze a week ago.
Well, yeah, and we're kind of that connector of resources.
Exactly.
So, when we had the big snowstorm, well, I guess not necessarily snowstorm, right?
Cold storm.
Cold storm
would be
Although the snow, I still have ice.
You know what? There is one or two piles that refuse to die out there. So, yeah there's a couple.
Yeah, so when we have stuff like that, people who need access to various things, we get really busy. So normally the 211 resource line is not 24/7.
But
it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 type thing. But when we go into some kind of emergency, we go 24/7 and answer whatever, so we can get people where they need to be and do what they got to do.
And that really has been a great resource here, because I know just because hearing through the other ends of the vine how an emergency literally it was kind of like this thing's coming in like, hey, we got to do something for people, and really in the course of 2 days, and it really was a lot of moving parts that put together a pretty darn good plan, and it got us through. So, are getting us through.
And still getting us through, because, we still have one of the warming centers that's still open.
Yeah,
and we'll be
very thankful for that, too.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think 211 is really working well, and I think we're seeing the real proof in what this whatever vision when it came together, we're starting to really see the fruits of that labor.
Yeah. Well, and, for Chavis, so a lot of people don't understand 211 is a nationwide number.
Right.
So you can dial 211 anywhere and get somebody on the other end that does resource management for that area. So we get a lot of calls for Texas 211 because they happen to be here or traveling through, and they think when they dial 211 they're going to get their Texas version of it.
Right.
It's like, no, sorry, we only deal with Chavis County.
Right. But if you're in town here, we need something, we can help you out with.
Yeah, and we can transfer you over. But that's kind of the beauty part of it, especially with us here at Chavis County, is it is just our county. So it's not the other counties. And so we know what we have available here. It's not playing a guessing game and trying to figure it out. And for the most part, we, 2 degrees of separation for everybody in the state of New Mexico, I feel. We all know each other. And if you lived and grew up in Roswell, you know everybody.
Absolutely.
And so finding the resources and the things, it's a lot easier to do when you live in the community.
Absolutely. And you get where it's going and get what it's in. And I think people get, we get, and this is not trying to get philosophical, but I'm trying to keep it out of that. But we get so wrapped up in who goes where and what's going to do with whom to what and where, and there's so many questions like, is this reputable? And 211 really cuts through all that mustard, and it's like, look, we need blankets. They're going to go from here to over this place here, and that's and so people understand that. It's like, look, I can wrap my head around that here. That's what's needed, and so I think 211 serves such a great role in that type of thing. If that
right. Well, and the health council with it as well, because it's kind of like that dual role with it. when we're doing things like this, we're not going after the other nonprofits funding. We're not trying to compete for the same dollars.
Exactly.
And that's a huge problem we have in this community because, there's a finite amount of money that's available and everybody's going after the same dollars.
Sure.
We don't want your funding. We don't want to take your job. We don't want to do what you do, but we want to help make it better.
Sure.
How can we navigate the system
how can we grease the pipe? How can we,
Right. Maybe this group of people doesn't meet your criteria. So let's see if we can filter that out so that your one person nonprofit can deal with what you need to deal
Absolutely.
with. And we can shuffle.
Triage something else somewhere
Right.
else. Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And people, it is kind of a huge thing here because that whole split of nobody wanting to talk to each other and nobody wanting to work together. We have a huge problem with that.
Sure.
And we have to work together if we're going to fix the problems that we have.
Well, and, kind of getting in the big philosophical, you look at, government has programs, everything, and as ways, but because of the transparency and because there's always a mountain of red tape to do things like that.
Yes.
And when you look at a legal world, when you're dealing with stuff, you have to have a lawyer that's like a Sherpa through all of that kind of thing. And I think we're evolved to an area where we have people with the desire to help, but not the knowledge to go through the thing.
Right.
And so we need almost the 201s turning into where you're almost the social worker Sherpa, how to navigate the system. Look, we can take your heat and point it in a direction that's actually going to apply to where it needs to be.
And if we can't do that, we will find the person to connect you to be able to do that.
And so I think that's where almost the aid is evolving a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we got plenty of people to do the labor. We got people telling you there's the money to do it. How can we put these people in the same room together and get them to work out? And that's where we need that help, I guess.
Well, and it is an extremely convoluted system coming out of the government.
Right.
Housing is in 3 different departments. So we have the Healthcare Authority, which is the big, housing trust fund.
Right.
But then we have the Healthcare Authority, who is doing linkages, which is behavioral health housing for homeless, and then now in Workforce Connections.
Really?
Yes, which is also going with some of the homelessness. And it's like, well, wait a minute, but there's, and they just created that program during the last legislative cycle.
Wow.
And it's like, what? So now you have to navigate all these things. So if you deal with housing, you have to figure out, well, which part of housing am I going to work in? And
right.
where do I fit in this niche on trying to make it work? And the weird thing is, right, if nobody touches that money, then it goes back into the general fund. So then we don't get the housing need that we
which makes people wonder, is this by design to keep,
Well, and a lot of them think it is by design. And it's like, well, no, let's figure out how to navigate the system because we need the money in the community.
Exactly. It's like, okay, you get to make the promises and then don't make it so hard to really actually be obtainable. But you
look at what all I did, and just spread around, and it's like, what did you actually do?
So let's actually use these resources to what you say you're doing it for. Yeah, and you're exactly right. And this is the big rub of the world and the catch-22 of what things are. And so that's where we're and so folks that are listening, folks that are getting more involved, maybe that's the advocacy side of it here, and getting involved with the legalese side of it, and turning over the what these documents saying and what red tape they got to go through, because it's no different with disability or any other program.
Right.
They want you to fail the first time to see if you're serious about this.
Right, and that's why everything is in an acronym, and that's why there's 50,000 steps to it. But we're not going to tell you the next step on how to do it.
Exactly.
And we'll deny, but we can't tell you that, well, now you can appeal it, but if you do it this way. Yeah, it's a system set up to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of failing.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm tired of failing.
Exactly. And this is kind of what 211's about, and really what we're doing here. So I love it, and that's what I loved in this. And so I really want to, when you see events in 100% Chavez County, and obviously the grassroots level, like Food Not Bombs, and with Many Hands that are some of the work they're doing. That's awesome too. But yes, 100% Chavez County, and some of these meetings, some of these, like when they have these opioid symposiums to talk about these things, or over the weekend when they have the Together with Veterans breakfast here. You know, and this is another thing, and I'm going to call out veterans a little bit. You know, we need our younger veterans to get more involved. We need
definitely.
You know, we have a lot of guys that are in their 60s, 70s, 50s. You know, but there's veterans in their 30s. There's veterans. God forbid, there's veterans in their 20s. But I mean, there is a big batch of veterans in their 30s and 40s that I'm going to take a stab. They're probably not wanting to hang out in the lifestyle that, you know, the Vita, you know, like their grandpa did, and that kind of mindset.
Right, and we're technically not a military community. You don't have a whole large group of population that understands what you went through and how to have a discussion. So when you're trying to navigate through, you know, Chaves County, where the majority of the people are not veterans or have never seen that environment,
sure.
Who do you talk to?
Right.
This is one of the reasons that we have such a high suicide rate, gun violence rate. You know, we have to be able to have these conversations, but we have to have real conversations.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can't sit around, hold hands, and sing Kumbaya, and expect everybody to be able to understand and know what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
You have to have real conversations, and to have those real conversations, we need those that were in the muck.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I get it with veterans, because some of it, you know, there's a lot of judgment feels there and all that, because, you know, in the veterans world, depending on, you know, what you're dealing with, you probably dealt with things that people that weren't in that world just can't wrap their head around. And so, yeah, there is that level of, I don't need, or you'll never understand, but you got to get in the room. And unfortunately, they're, you know, the guys that are here are Vietnam vet era guys. You know, they're probably can experience some of what you're talking about here. The most of them are Vietnam vet era, and it's trust me, they can walk in the same shoes because they've seen it. It's just it's the same id, just a different time period. That's all it really is.
Yeah, it's starting at Vietnam down, war changed, and the mental anguish and the environment coming home.
It wasn't like, see the guys in the brown uniforms, you go, you know what I mean? It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was, your enemies were kids. Your enemies were children, women, people that look like non-combatants. People, as a whole.
Yeah, it's different, and so we need to get you in the rooms together so that you can talk to each other and let us help you. And
really, you know, peel the layers of the onion. We're PTSD folks, whether you earned it through combat or through some kind of emergency or a domestic violence victim. It's the same id. You're building protections in your head, whether it's emotional walls or whatever it is. You're protecting your core just in different ways. Unfortunately, you were taught to defend violently. They were taught to defend turtle, or you know what I mean, or you know, it's just your defense mechanism's different. But other than that, it's the same id behind it. It's the same. You know, you put up walls to protect yourself, and we gotta chip at that a little bit.
Well, and that's one of the reasons, like through the Together with Veterans program and through the Health Council, we do the QPR training, which is, you know, question, persuade, refer, which is the suicidal awareness piece to it. And it's not necessarily about training the veterans about it themselves. I mean, yes, it is training them, but it's the entire public. And it's not just for veterans themselves. It's like, you know, how do you recognize somebody who may be dealing with suicide? Well, QPR is how you learn to see some of those signals and those signs.
Sure.
You know, and what questions do you ask to be able to find out, you know, are you really suicidal?
Right.
Okay, well, now we figured out you are. Now let's figure out how to get you help. You know, everybody in the community should have this knowledge.
Sure.
Because it affects everybody. I mean, we just had a couple kids.
Yeah. Well, and there's so much of this, depending on backgrounds too, where there's obviously veteran side, there's a machismo factor, there's a whole, I'm iron, I'm impenetrable until you're not.
Right.
And with kids, you know, and to be honest, people look that as an admirable quality, and so people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a huge difference in how it's taken and discussed.
Sure.
Kids who are facing mental illness or mental issues, as well, suck it up, buttercup.
Exactly.
You know, you don't have nothing to be worried about. You're young. You've never seen life. You don't know what it's like.
Sure.
Well, dude, you remember what it was like growing up as kids? We faced a bunch of crap.
Absolutely. And to be honest, we had a place to go to get away from it. Where in this world, I don't know if that's possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at school, you had a bully or whatever, but then you go home and now you got with the phones. It follows you day and night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nonstop. It's in the music. It's on TV.
Yeah.
It's in your phones. It's in your face. And people don't know how to talk to each other anymore.
Well, the challenges are very different here.
Yes.
And not to mention, it's just, like you said, what's in, what's popular, and what's, how people socialize, how people interact, it's just different. And you walk in, for us, you watch an after-school special about being yourself or something, then you go in. You can't just do that today. You can't just roll up in there and act like it's just different. It's just all different.
Well, and they don't even have those after-school specials.
Yeah.
Like what we grew up with, seeing it and learning it. It's like, oh, okay, well, it made you start thinking. Well, they don't do that stuff anymore because it's a whole generation they're like right in your face. Everything is moving so fast. They don't have that time to sit there and think about it the way that we used to think about stuff. So they have to hit them differently.
Yeah, 15 seconds, and then it's on to the next thing.
Because they're scrolling. Yep.
Yeah.
What's my next TikTok?
Exactly. Yeah, it is. And it's, but yeah, so there's a lot of unique stuff on that. I mean, yes, at the core, it is the same. At the down, it's the heart and the family and connections and want to be liked and it's all that. It's just how do you connect, and it's not the same anymore. None of it's the same.
No. Well, and the family dynamics has changed over the years. I mean, we grew up as the latchkey kids.
Sure.
But we still had family at home.
Yeah.
To an extent. But now a lot of times they don't even necessarily have family at home.
Sure.
There's definitely, they don't know how to cook anymore, so there's no sitting at the tables having those family dinners. They don't do the socialization the same as they used to. I mean, there's a whole connectionness that's missing that I feel bad for the kids now, and that goes with my kids. I mean, I saw, growing up, we didn't eat at the dinner table. We did that if we went to grandma's house.
Right. Yeah, that was the same in our household too.
And it's like, oh well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hindsight's always 20/20. Damn it.
Well, but hey, we, our TV life and dinner life were always this, they put them together, and it's like, all right, dinner time. Well, guess what? It just so happens to be it's big night for TV. And this was before the internet, when TV was our biggest form of communicating in the world. And, you want to know what's going on in the world, you're in front of the TV at 6 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock or whatever it is. You know what I mean? That's just how life was back then, and it's not anymore. So it's just, part of, but yes. But then maybe too, I also, it is those full circle moments, and then it's just where it's like, okay, but at the end of the day too, there seems to be in this generation, the Gen Z, I don't know what you would call it now, whatever this generation is, it's now
Gen Alpha.
Yeah. I feel like there is more of a back to basics mindset with them a little bit. Like I want to know how the bread's made. I want to, you know what I mean? Like they're more willingness to get their hands dirty to make something. I feel like that they're.
I think that might be the Gen Zs. I think the
okay.
Alphas,
Maybe
Alpha's the not quite there.
Okay. But whatever it is, maybe they're adults now. I don't know. But I feel like there was a wave of people that really want to know how the sausage is made. And it's like, look, you want great food, you want great whatever it is. You can't. You gotta know how to make the chemistry happen first.
Right.
You gotta know. You want to make a good song, you gotta know how to put two notes together. You can't rely on a computer to do that for you. You know what I mean? I feel like that generation's kind of in that a little bit.
Yeah. Now we just got to navigate the AI piece to it.
Yeah. That's the whole other thing.
And I like AI for certain things. I mean,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm old brain. It scares the living nightmare out of me. I've seen too many Will Smith movies to just say we're all doomed.
Yeah. There's a lot of aspects of it that are nerve wracking, and when people can't navigate truth from fiction.
Yeah.
When it's real people,
Yeah.
how are they going to navigate it when it's AI?
Yeah, I can't. Humanity cannot handle it. We can't.
No.
We can't. And unfortunately, I'm a little jaded. I don't like a human being. I know a lot of good people, great people, but humanity as a whole, I think is god awful.
Yeah.
I think if a human will give you an opportunity to step on your back, they will take it every time. And I just believe that. I mean, I'm just unfortunately, and that's
I'm
my
not
own.
quite as jaded though. I think there are people that are good.
Yeah, I do as well. That's what I'm saying. I'm not completely turned, but I'm a glass half empty when it comes to humanity on that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the problem though is that when they put it into groups.
Yeah.
You know, as an individual, I think there's many who can stand up and be that golden child person of it. But I think you can take them and put them in a group of, 5 others with a difference of opinion, they will change.
Yeah.
It was like when I worked at the school district. I had no problems getting kids in pre-K or in the daycares to eat carrots and peas. But as soon as they went to kindergarten, they wouldn't touch them again. You know, because the kid next to them, oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
It starts changing.
Yeah.
So we just need more people to say,
Be less socially influenced, I guess, or be more free, independent thinkers, maybe. I don't know.
Independent thinkers, we definitely need some of that.
Critical thinking, I think, is a big.
Yeah, critical thinking is huge.
That's just we rely on so much on knowledge, we forgot about common sense.
Yes. And that one's been going downhill for a long time.
And that's my big, it's not that yes, pursue the most. I want to know I want to know how to split atoms. I want to know how, I want to know all of that. But at the same time, I also want to know when I look up at the sky and I'm like, I know when it's raining. You're going to pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. You know what I mean? I want that same practicality right there. That's all I want.
Yep.
Don't tell me this. I'm looking at a blue sky and say the sky's not blue. I just don't want to play that game.
You probably shouldn't have brought up the whole sky thing because that's going to open up a whole nother thing because
I know some weather people, but you get my point. But anyway, as far as what we got coming up, what do we got that we want to put on people's radar here?
So this week is our health council meeting. So it's always the second Wednesday of the month.
Yes.
So it's this Wednesday, February 11th, which happens to be 2/11.
Ooh.
I know. Now, if I was only doing something fantastic for 2/11 day, and by the way, I'm not. Sorry. Things like this always sneak up on me.
Man, can we go like have lunch at a certain place and offer like a $2.11 sandwich or something?
Yeah, that's not how the health council works.
No. Nice try.
Nice try though. Yeah. So it's this Wednesday. It's from 12 to 1. We'll have it over at Casa's building at 500 North Main.
Okay.
This will be the last meeting in that building.
Okay.
Then we'll have to move over to the library.
Okay.
But we're also doing our board elections. So we do board elections every 2 years.
Okay.
So this is a good time if you want to get in on some of the groundwork on
Absolutely.
it. Into some of the subcommittee type stuff.
Sure.
This is a good time, especially if you've already been a member, nominate. And it's self-nomination,
Good deal.
I want to be over 211. Here you go.
There you go.
Help design what we're looking at and how we're going to start setting things up because it's not the Carrie show, it's the health council, and it's all about all of Chavez County.
Absolutely.
It.
And there is a lot of different, as far as other people that from other resources throughout the county that kind of, like you said, you're the glue. There's other people, and so it really is a kind of a good think tank of all over Chavez County represented.
Our membership, we're sitting at, I want to say 124. And then out of that, we usually have about 40% who show up to the meeting.
That are active. Good.
And then, I'd like more active.
Absolutely. Please.
Because the other thing is, everybody has their own niche. And so what you're great at, let's figure out how to put it together and fill those holes and make it work.
And not necessarily your day job is that skill set either.
Right.
If you're good at talking with people or a lot of people, then, that's, the more people you know in a situation like this, the more resources you have than you realize on some of these things. And sometimes, and that's kind of where Carrie, you shine too, is that, and that kind of my role when I try to do radio stuff is like, look, I know a guy can put you with a guy. I can't do the thing, but I know a guy who does the thing. And so if I can put you together.
I don't have that healthcare background, right? I have food background and marketing background, and that was the whole reason I'm involved, is because of my marketing background.
Sure.
They needed help doing stuff, and I love working with the community and making the community better. And so then I just kept getting tapped, and after 8 years or 7 years or wherever I'm at now.
And so those skill sets are, like maybe you are legal minded. Maybe you could, I'm telling you right now, we could definitely use a bunch when it comes to that kind of stuff, as far as getting in touch with resources or what we can do or what we can apply for my, grant writers.
People who want to put together a tax program to help seniors do taxes, or, different little things. We can come up with different things.
Absolutely. And that's kind of what we, and like, we haven't forgot, if you're still dealing with flood stuff and all that, hopefully not.
Nope, they are.
It's sad.
I spent the week after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, calling everybody in our flood list to see where they at on their rebuild. And the majority of them are not done. Some of them haven't even started. Some of them are still living in mold-infested homes. But we've also, the recovery grant to help rebuild that's for Lincoln and Chaves County. They think the application process on that is going to open up in the next couple months. And so that's the big chunk of money to be able to get the homes fixed.
Okay.
Because FEMA was never going to fix the homes. That's not what FEMA does. They give you a little bit of money, but then they tell you, figure it out.
Go get a loan or go get other resources. Yeah.
Right. And so we have the unique opportunity of having access to this community development block grant, which will help everybody. It's just a long, drawn-out process. And most people don't wait, especially when we're already lacking in housing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was bad before the floods hit. Now it's critical
worse.
status. Yeah, absolutely. And then you get under the fact that just because the house is full of mold and not livable doesn't mean they're not living in it. You know what I mean? And
they are living in it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We've got the real world. These people are getting sicker by the day living in these places. And so, it's the Aaron Brockovich movie all over again.
It really is. We're still dealing with that, and we will be, and the Health Council and 211 will continue to be part of that until we're done with it.
So if you do have issues there, please use that as a resource to maybe see what we can turn over and see what's going on there with some of that stuff. Yeah. But and then of course, if you want to offer those services too, that's always been, again, part of the pipeline. If you're listening saying, I know an attorney, or I'm an attorney, I'm going to deal with it. This is what I kind of deal with. I'd love to offer services. Please reach out to that 211 and let's plug people together.
Well, and right now, because they've also got the RFPs open for the construction workers.
Okay.
And so the way this works is the state is going to hire the contractors, the plumbers, the electricians, and they'll come and do the work. So it won't be the individual people.
Okay.
If you don't get on that list, then you don't get access to helping rebuild the community.
So you're really locked out.
You will be locked out.
Wow.
So if you are one of a contractor of some sort and you want to know how to do it, give us a call. We can show you where to find the RFPs, so that way you can make sure that get into the list.
Absolutely.
Because the other part is we want to keep it local.
Absolutely.
As much as we can.
We want to feed our families, the ones here in Chaves County. Absolutely. Yep. Win-win.
Yeah, definitely. So meeting on Wednesday together with veterans meeting will be February 21st. We're going to do harm reduction.
Okay.
So we do a lot of Narcan and naloxone training.
Okay.
And so that's not necessarily about those who are actually drug addicts and trying to be able to deal with that. But, we all have things that happen in life. And so we get prescriptions for Vicodin or Percocets or...
As far as I'm concerned, I figured Narcan training should be like CPR training. Everybody should have
it. Should have it because everybody has access to some kind of drug that if they accidentally ingest too much of it, or if somebody gets their hands on it that shouldn't have had it.
Absolutely.
We've had kids.
You could be walking around the mall or something, having lunch or whatever, and somebody goes into an overdose, a fit or something. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, it's very easy.
Learn how to use it.
Absolutely. But I agree completely. So, and veterans are types that like to have these skill sets in their pockets. That's
and just because it's at the Together with Veterans meeting doesn't mean it's only for veterans.
Absolutely.
It's open to anybody and everybody. So,
come be a part of it. Come learn, come meet, it's all about being in a room together talking. That's the first
and if you have a group of people who say, I'd like to really be trained in this, but you don't know where to start, call us.
Absolutely.
We can figure out how to do it and get the connections made if it's something that we're not already doing.
Absolutely. And by all means, of course, if you have any questions about anything that's going on with our homeless and everything, want to get more involved in that, not sure. Of course, you can always go down and talk with the Food Not Bombs folks. They're pretty much at Westminster Presbyterian Church nightly here right now. But you can always call 211 and get more information there and relay, or if you want to offer. I know the really cool part now is they're starting to get thanks to the church, now we've got these folks here. We can bring services in to start helping these folks.
Wraparound services is a huge thing.
And
we saw it when we did the stand down.
Yes. And so that's the part we're getting where we're able to take care of the immediate needs. We got people warm, we got people food, we got people sheltered. Now we can start peeling those onions and let's start getting them their own foundations to be self-sufficient. And that's the goal here. And so big thank you to Westminster. I can't thank them enough for their board for allowing this to keep going and doing that. And keep donating to Food Not Bombs so they can pay the rent every month. They need $1,000 a month to keep that thing open. That's just what the church needs because that's what it costs to do business. And so donate to help them so they have more than enough to pay the rent each month there. It's not a big ask, and it's be honest, I'm like, that is such gracious of them to do that, to do it, but basically at cost. And I'm sure they're probably still eating money on this one. So. I'm just at the end, and when there's not a lot to go around and to begin with, and they're giving what they have, I just nothing but respect. So. Support them, help them if you can't, either financially, but even at things like if you're a beauty salon or some
donate
kind
your services, your time.
Donate time, services, and certainly, obviously, other stuff too. If you're wanting to donate, if you're looking for work, you're looking for employment, looking for people, if you can help people get a dress card and get IDs and get things like that, please reach out and talk to Food Not Bombs. Come on down or call 211. We'll put you together on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the food recovery piece. I mean, after we did the Veterans Breakfast on Saturday, the food that was left, we took it over there to make sure that they had access to the food because, there's no sense throwing it away when it can go to something
absolutely
good.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they eat better than you and I put together.
Yeah.
Like,
I went home and had ramen. So
right.
yeah.
Like, I think they got like pasta primavera. What do they got going on? Yeah, they're doing all right sometimes on some of those days. But we're so thankful for the community to keep stepping up and keep doing that. And if you want to get more involved, if you're just hearing about this and saying, "Oh heck yeah, I'd love to do this," please call 211. Let's put you into the pipeline and let's get you in touch with the people that could really use your help.
And if you provide a service, also let 211 know so we can make sure that we have you in our database. So
absolutely.
That way, we're working on ChavezCounty211.org, so that way we have a live version of this, so that you don't have to call the 211, where you may be able to search for some of the resources
absolutely.
Yourself.
That way, when you do have your epiphany at 2 a.m, you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to call me because I'm not answering my phone.
That's right. You can check online.
Yeah.
Carrie, is there anything we missed? Anything we want to get?
No, I think we're good.
Excellent. Well, as always, appreciate it. Please come to the next meeting here this week. Come, especially since we're kind of having new elected officials, new everything. We want as many of our members there and potential new members as possible. So come learn, and if you want to learn more about what the Health Council is involved, come to this first meeting. And if you have any questions, call 211. They'll be happy to tell you about it.
Oh, definitely.
Good deal. Thank you, Carrie, and go get some coffee now.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The winter-weary Northeast is getting back on its feet this morning following yesterday's record-setting snowfall that paralyzed parts of the region. Snow removal is well underway as utility crews work to get the lights back on for tens of thousands of people. Rhode Island hit the snowfall jackpot, more than 3 feet on the ground in Providence. 2 feet was common in a lot of other areas, along with fierce winds. All eyes on President Trump this evening as he delivers his State of the Union speech, offering him a big stage during a crucial midterm election year. Russia unleashed its military assault on Ukraine 4 years ago. What some thought would be an easy and quick victory for the Russians has proven anything but. Wall Street, the Dow up 425 points, NASDAQ ahead 200. More details at srnnews.com.
Do you wake up and wonder why your jaw hurts or why your teeth are sore? You could have been clenching or grinding your teeth all night and you don't even remember it. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental, and we can provide Botox treatments as a solution for those overworked muscles. If you are eager to find a solution for pain relief, if you want to stop breaking your teeth, or maybe you want to sleep better, come experience why our patients choose Botox treatments from the experts at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AIRPORT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really warm today. We have that low pressure trough developing over eastern New Mexico. That'll bring us sunshine. Afternoon highs today in the low and mid 80s. For the overnight hours, fair weather, maybe a few clouds. Our low near 50. Another warm one on Wednesday, sunny and mid to upper 80s. And the wind will be a little bit gusty. Upper 70s and sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The winter-weary Northeast is getting back on its feet today following yesterday's record-setting snowfall that paralyzed parts of the region.
Government workers and a powerful railroad snow-clearing machine named Darth Vader are scrambling to dig out the northeastern United States from a brutal snowstorm. Forecasters are warning that another storm could be right around the corner. Meteorologists are calling Monday's storm the strongest in a decade. It dumped more than 2 feet of snow, canceling thousands of flights. Now, roads are beginning to reopen, mass transportation is coming back online, and power has returned for some of the hundreds of thousands who had lost electricity.
Correspondent Lisa Dwyer says Rhode Island takes the prize for snowfall this time around with more than 3 feet on the ground in Providence. Widespread power outages and flight delays do persist across the region. All eyes on President Trump tonight as he delivers his State of the Union speech, offering him a big stage in a crucial midterm election year. The Heritage Foundation's Alan Mendenhall tells the Salem Radio Network it also gives the president a chance to cut through all of the media spin.
Everyone knows that the press on all sides politically have been trying to, get people to view politicians this way or that way. And most Americans across the country are now getting used to that. They know how to spot bias.
Tonight's Democratic response will be delivered by Virginia's newly elected governor, Abigail Spanberger. Russia unleashed its military on Ukraine 4 years ago. What some thought would be an easy and quick victory for the Russians has proven anything but. On Wall Street, the Dow up 356 points, NASDAQ ahead 182. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
British police say Peter Mandelson, the former UK ambassador to the U.S., has been released on bail after he was arrested in an Epstein Files misconduct probe. A Metropolitan Police spokesman says 72-year-old arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, released on bail pending further investigation. Police are investigating Mandelson over documents suggesting that he had passed sensitive government information to Epstein 15 years ago. He does not face any allegations of sexual misconduct. France's spat with the U.S. ambassador to Paris has taken another turn, with the French foreign minister now saying the top U.S. diplomat in France must explain himself after ignoring a French summons. The foreign minister suggesting that Ambassador Charles Kushner will not have access to French government officials until he complies. French authorities had summoned him for a meeting on Monday evening. He didn't show up. News and analysis, townhall.com. For stargazers, it's a planetary alignment in store for the upcoming weekend.
It's what's called a planetary parade. It happens when multiple planets appear to line up in the sky at once. On Saturday, go outside about an hour after sunset and venture away from tall buildings and trees. Look to the western sky and spot Mercury, Venus, and Saturn close to the horizon. Jupiter will be higher up along with Uranus and Neptune, but those last two are only visible with binoculars and telescopes. I'm Haya Panchwani.
An estimated 31,000 registered nurses and other frontline Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers will be going back to work following a 4-week strike in California and Hawaii. The strike was held as they demanded better wages as well as more adequate staffing levels. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Indubitably.
It's gonna be the start of the rest of the warm week.
Man, 80s today and 87, I think is what you said, right? By the
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah. In the 80s, except for Thursday, it'll be 79.
Yay.
Other than that, it's going to be 80. So,
I'm looking forward to the spring when we can get back to the 60s. No, is that no? Okay.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Which it's it's and believe it or not, the start of the 3 weeks ago it was 212. It was tundra, and now we are 87, pushing 90 tomorrow.
So suck on that, Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, it has literally been warm since he came out.
Since he came out, yeah. It was a tundra, frozen tundra before that.
Yeah.
The second he gave us 6 more weeks of winter, it's been not even early spring, just
matter of fact, it was an Arctic
summer.
day on Feb 2nd, if I remember right. It was one of the Arctic days, one of the last ones, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. It was literally the next day, it was like starting to 50s, I think, or something. And then I think we were in the 70s the next week. So, yeah. That Phil is completely full of it.
I would say just about as accurate as any other, meteorologist. At this point, you guys are guessing. Y'all are just guessing.
Although, I mean, like, they are way better now than they were when I was a kid.
That's true. I mean, I will say meteorologists and weather people are different. I'm talking about like actual people who forecast the weather, like the meteorologists.
Sure.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Well, I mean, unless you're in a real small town, almost all of them have a meteorologist, pretty much. To be honest, Stucker was one of the last few weathermen.
Yeah.
He wasn't technically a meteorologist. He was a radio guy, if I remember right.
That tracks.
Yeah, if I remember right. And then he got on to
that's the natural progression of radio. It usually goes to either TV weather or TV sports. Is usually the natural transition from radio.
Yeah. Letterman. He was a weatherman that went to talk show host. Because his career started. He was a weatherman, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think you really ever get into. I mean, I don't know of anybody who was like, I want to be a talk show host when I grow up. It's like, I guess maybe Sally Jesse Raphael. Yeah, but
I mean, it's the whole podcast world.
But it's like if you were, talk show host back in the day, it was you made your name in another field or in a thing, and then you got your talk show.
Well, yeah, because
I think the first that was like the created talk show host would be like your Oprahs, your Donahues.
Well, and I would even argue most of those came
Robert
from
Downey Sr.
Yeah, I think most of those came from a journalistic background. Not all of them. I mean, Geraldo did, Donahue did.
Right. They were more.
Well, Springer was a politician.
Mm-hmm.
Oprah, I'm not exactly
she
sure
was
where
a
did
newscaster at first.
Was she from journalistic side too?
She started
I wasn't sure.
in I think like evening news or something like that. Then she got a morning show.
I feel like Jenny Jones was that same vein. She was like a newscaster or something. Ricky Lake was an actress.
Was she really?
Yeah, because to be honest, she had more acting gigs than talk show host gigs.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think in the early 90s I did see her in a couple of things. But I always thought it was like playing a fictionalized or parody version of herself.
No, because the one that comes to mind right off the top of my head is she plays Kevin James's sister on King of Queens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh. She was in the Hairspray movie in the 90s. If you ever saw that movie? I never saw it. I remember the trailer. I remember it. Yeah. She was in that.
The John Travolta one, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just remember she was in it.
Okay. If it was, I think that was like maybe early 2000s. But
was that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think there was some other Ricky Lake acting.
Now I'm genuinely curious. I mean, it was a weird time with daytime and afternoon talk shows.
She had a lot of bit parts in movies. Like she'd just be in a movie all of a sudden. There's Ricky Lake.
Well, I'm pretty sure she played herself in of all movies, Shriek If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th.
Is that a kind of one of these horror movie spoof comedies?
So the story...
Another teen movie.
This is the funny story behind this. Shriek If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th came out or was conceptualized before Scary Movie was ever a thing. In the time it took to make this movie, Scary Movie came out, and it completely ruined it for Shriek. But this movie had like the likes of Tom Arnold was in it, Tiffany Amber Thiessen was in it, and Ricky Lake pops on in as like a cameo of herself, but like a fictionalized version of herself.
No, she played fictionalized characters and actual acting roles.
Well, I tried to pull it up just a second ago, but
she's got probably a pretty big list actually. More than you would think.
IMDb.
Because I know she had like little parts in a bunch of movies, or some she played more of a Ricky Lake, but a lot of them she was just a character as one of the cast.
Yeah, there she is in, I think that's her in Hairspray. Let's see, I'm trying to just continue in the web browser, dang it. Credits, actress. Oh, yeah, wow. She's Hairspray Live, Drop Dead Diva, Hairspray, there it is, from 2007. Yeah, okay. Wow. She was in Park, Dirty Shame, King of Queens.
Yeah. She had a lot of
Mrs. Winterbourne.
Parts. Yeah, she had a lot of character parts.
She had a lot of voice work, too. She was in The Critic. She did voices on King of the Hill, it looks like. Cabin Boy. There's a long-lost
I haven't seen that movie in 100 million years. Even for him, that's an odd movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's parts of it's funny, but there's parts it's trippy.
Like, even before Sandler's like Happy Madison stuff, so it's like he was really into the character work, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a tough watch, admittedly.
And Chris Elliott's, he's funny in small doses.
Yes,
he plays the whiny character too good.
That's I will say. The aforementioned Creek on that we've talked about before is they use him to the best that I've ever seen him used, because he does come in snippets throughout the show.
Yeah.
But it's, he knows when to make his exit and let the show progress. But yeah, those moments that he's there,
correct me if I'm wrong, but he got big on Letterman, right? Chris Elliott?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
one of Letterman's kind of...
One of his, drop a watermelon off of, I think you're right. He was
and then he kind of evolved. He had a sitcom for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much of the sitcom. I remember it was on for maybe a season or two. The one thing I do remember, R.E.M's Stand was the theme song for it. Stand in the place. Yeah, that song was the... But I do not remember...
It's called Get a Life.
Get a Life. That's what it was. That was on for maybe 2 seasons.
2 seasons. Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That track. I'm trying to find the theme.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Classic TV theme.
There it is. Yep. I remember more from the opening credits than I remember anything about the show. Yeah.
You know what that makes me think of? Do you remember the relatively longer-lived show than this, Dave's World?
Yeah.
That show, the theme song was You May Be Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's again, the most memorable thing from the show is...
Yes, the Billy Joel song.
You may be right. Yeah, and it was like a weird sped-up version of it.
Yeah. Have I heard from my guest yet? Yep, on my way, yes. He's on his way. Very good, very good. So, yes, very good. Very good, very good. Usually he'll tell me, so that's why I was like, I haven't heard yet. Let me make sure. So,
he is en route.
En route. Well, he's doing me a solid because I kind of goofed up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So. But there's something else I was going to mention. I can't remember what it was now. Something. But anyway, until I think of it, don't forget have dinner tonight.
Yes.
At Texas Roadhouse.
That'll jog your memory.
Yes. Dine to Donate night is happening at Texas Roadhouse. If you dine with the folks at Texas Roadhouse between the hours of 3 and 10 p.m. today, and you bring this flyer with you that I'm holding in my hand that people on the radio can't see, but if you're on the video, you can. If you go to the Food Not Bombs Facebook page, you'll see the Texas Roadhouse flyer there. If you have a digital copy of that or physical printed on a piece of paper, bring that with you. Show it to your wait staff, and 10% of your meal cost will be donated to Food Not Bombs. But it'll be today only between the hours of 3 and 10 p.m. And it also works with the carryout. Just make sure when you go to pick up your carryout, you show them the flyer, either digitally or physically, and that way they'll get credit for it. And of course, if you're there and you're having a meal, they will have some folks from Food Not Bombs there. If you want to sit, talk to them, learn more about the organization. If you want to donate more, get more involved, they'll have all kinds of ways to tell you about. And if you just want to help out by eating copious amounts of steak and potatoes, then that would be amazing too. So
steak and potatoes. Get yourself in order them mushrooms for the appetizers.
Yeah,
those are good. Some good shroomage.
Yep.
I couldn't help but chuckle there for a second because all this talk of old sitcom theme songs made me think of, do you remember the original theme song for the Drew Carey Show? Because it became
Cleveland Rocks. Was but originally, what was it? I feel like I know.
In the very first episode, they actually used this. This was like one of the first.
Wasn't like Presidents of the United States or something?
I don't know who the band is, actually. I think it's maybe the Trogs. Not the Trogs. But it's 5 O'Clock World. Well, it's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows.
Okay.
No one owns a piece of my time. They did a full-blown choreographed musical number for this song. It was in the very first, the pilot episode, and that became the theme song for the first season.
Okay.
And then it became Moon Over Parma, which that was the very simple. It was just Drew Carey singing Moon Over Parma.
Okay.
Moon over Parma,
like
bring my love to me tonight. No, it was literally a caricature of him with the tie, and the tie would move, and that was the thing at the end of the song. He's like, Moon over Parma tonight. His tie goes like this, and he goes, and then it became Cleveland Rocks.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was a weird time for the Drew Carey Show. But yeah, 5 O'Clock World, and I actually went back recently and because it's like the 30th anniversary of the debut of the Drew Carey Show. So I went back and just kind of watched a couple of the first episodes, and the amount of effort and work. And my favorite thing to do when watching musicals or musical numbers especially is to watch people's faces, because you'll see whether they're confident in their dances or whether they're literally 5, 6, 7, turn, ball change, and you'll see it in their faces. And I'm sitting here watching it, and the whole time he knows what he's doing. No idea. And it's fantastic.
How did Drew do?
Drew surprisingly well.
Yeah.
He was the centerpiece for most of it. So yeah, he did really well.
I figure if he wants to incorporate that in his show, he's probably pretty confident doing it.
But if you watch Krista Miller's face, in the back, if you watch her face, you could see she's very and I just love that.
I feel like Ryan Stiles is comfortable doing it.
Ryan Stiles was smiling the whole thing. Dietrich Bader, same thing.
Yeah.
Mimi, they actually had Mimi in a cage.
Yeah. Anybody who's got the confidence to wear that outfit on that show and be known for that, she's got no problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? Although she's got a unique anonymity. Because I got to be honest. See, if I saw her in public, probably wouldn't recognize her.
You would.
Would I?
You would, but it takes a second.
Okay.
You have to kind of in your mind just kind of clean it off, and then you totally see it.
Yeah. Okay. Because
the base of it is there.
Okay. Because I gotta be honest. I'm they had her so over the top that I gotta be. She came in just wearing normal everyday clothes. You probably wouldn't recognize.
It's funny how that superseded the show.
Yeah.
Drew Carey Show was funny, haha, laughs. Everybody was the Mimi Bobek thing. That was became its own.
Oh yeah.
If you knew somebody who was a Mimi, you're like, oh God, Mimi Bobek over here.
Well, and then and that was also, if I remember right, the Tammy Faye Baker era with the makeup and the whole thing going on, and so. I think that a lot of Mimi Tammy Faye comparisons were going on there.
Speaking of Bill Lawrence stuff, tomorrow night is the premiere of the reboot, the Scrubs reboot.
Okay. Now that the Olympics is over, all the TV's coming back now.
Yeah.
I was noticing that because I think Survivor premieres this week.
Next week, I think either March 3rd or March 5th, the new season of Ted drops.
Oh, very good. I think I did see a commercial for that. But I guess apparently there's a big season of Survivor.
The 50th. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts, I think, tomorrow or something.
Yeah, it's actually at the start on Friday. Or tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow or Thursday?
Wednesday.
It's tomorrow night, yeah.
I thought they said Wednesday, but
yeah. Well, see, when I first started watching Survivor years and years ago, it was Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then it just morphed to Wednesday, and it's been there for years now, honestly.
Well, yeah, and I got to be honest, I thought the thing already started because they've been showing either a lot of pre-build up to that one or I don't know, but it seemed like Olympics were all on NBC, but it seemed like every time I turned on CBS, there's some Survivor thing, and I thought, oh man, the new season must have started.
I want to watch this season, but I haven't watched in so long that I feel like I would just be so lost because they've done, like, just in the last 10 seasons or so, they've added so many different elements. Like when I tuned out, they were doing the Redemption Island thing.
Yeah,
and then it became like a thing with a coin, and you could find other coins on the, and it
became more of a social game than a survival game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, at that point, the survival stuff became secondary to the social.
Right.
And I thought the whole allure of the game was, hey, despite the fact we someone's winning $500,000 or whatever it was, we still got to live together on this island in some kind of way. And I feel like they've taken that aspect of the game away. Now it's all about teams and banners. And,
well, because you can only do so much with survivalism, and you can only get so far in a competition with that being your main element.
I don't know. Those guys from Malone have like 15 seasons of that show.
Well, okay, think about it. This is something that's always kind of blown my mind a little bit and made me kind of think maybe we're in the Matrix.
Yeah.
So why is it that when somebody just like works at and achieves a thing, then within like a year, it just becomes the standard?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Tony Hawk, for years and years and years, chased after that 900. He finally nailed it.
Right.
The next year at the X Games, everybody was hitting the 900. And it's like once you set a bar, that just becomes the standard.
Sure.
And it's like everybody can just do it now.
The 4-minute mile, yeah.
It's like it's kind of the same thing with in my realm with pro wrestling with the Hardys. Once they kind of started throwing themselves off of things, everybody else was like, well, I can do that too.
Sure.
And it just became the standard way of doing things.
Sure.
Now, if you go back and watch an 80s match, it's next to impossible.
Sure. I think like it's just Survivor's evolved to that more social side where like the Alone show focuses more on the survival. Now that show's evolved as well over the years. I mean, they've added wrinkles over the years and things, but you can tell the caliber of the contestant from season 1 to season like 10 is night and day. Like those guys in season 10, now that they've seen what to expect, they can pick the right items that perfectly, and it's. But that being said, it's still it's more the antisocial game. It becomes the bigger issue usually on that show.
Right, because you're isolated.
Yeah, because and depending on where they're at, they could be out there sometimes 70, 80, 90 days. And that's when they, especially if they've got family stuff, they start getting a little mental.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Being literally alone. I think the only time is Elliot here?
I haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
Are you sure that text was from today? Because remember, he sent the same thing yesterday. I wasn't totally sure.
11 minutes ago.
There you go. He'll be here.
So, let's do this. Let's go ahead and get up to date with the weather and all that. And I figure by the time we get ads done, he'll be rolling up in here. So, Ella Rodriguez with Lone Depot will be joining us here in just a few. Before we do any of that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really warm today. We have that low pressure trough developing over eastern New Mexico. That'll bring us sunshine, afternoon highs today in the low and mid 80s. For the overnight hours, fair weather, maybe a few clouds, our low near 50. Another warm one on Wednesday, sunny and mid to upper 80s, and the wind will be a little bit gusty. Upper 70s and sunny on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 36% with winds calm at the moment. We do have a red flag warning that's going to take effect beginning at 11 this morning, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. And that's mainly because of the dry conditions. Winds aren't so bad today. They're actually going to be worse tomorrow, but we'll probably have another one of these tomorrow, too, I'm guessing. But, for today, sunny and 83 for a high. Winds out of the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, clear, overnight low of 52. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 87 tomorrow, but breezy. Winds out of the northwest, 15 to 25, but could see wind gusts as high as 35 miles per hour. Thursday, we cool down to 79, sunny and 79. North winds at around 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear, overnight low 43. Friday, we are looking at sunny skies and high of 84. And then for the weekend, sunny and 86 for Saturday, sunny 81 on Sunday. All right, 9:27, quick commercial break, and then Elliot with Loan Depot will join us here in just a minute. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Missing a tooth or several teeth can be a physical, social, and mental inconvenience in your life. A dental implant just may be the ultimate solution. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, serving thousands of patients who are delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown for a free evaluation today, 575-208-0977. You will be surprised at how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown Dentistry, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Artesia General Hospital presents expert tips for a healthier cold weather season. As temperatures drop, your risk for seasonal illness rises, but small daily habits can protect you. First, strengthen your immunity. Get your annual flu vaccination and keep hands clean. Second, maintain balanced nutrition. Enjoy holiday meals, but focus on vegetables, lean proteins, and mindful portions. Third, protect your skin. Heated indoor air pulls moisture away from your body. Apply moisturizer twice a day and stay well hydrated. Healthy routines don't need to be complicated, just consistent. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to take care of you and your family.
Fall in love with Sweetheart Specials all month long at Roswell Hyundai with 3.99% APR for 60 months on 2026 Hyundai Kona or Elantra, 0% for 72 months on 2025 Palisade, and 0% for 60 months on 2026 Tucson and Santa Fe. And with Sweetheart Service Specials all month long, like 15% off wipers, air filters, brake pads, spark plugs, plus up to 20% off select parts and service. Sweetheart savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:30, and joining us in studio this morning from Loan Depot here in Roswell, Ellie Rodriguez back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Roswell.
How's life in your world this morning?
Chaotic.
Yeah, it's busy.
We were just talking about that, so.
And I think it's the season, too. Like, people...
I think it is, maybe.
I think spring is just home buying season. You know what I mean? People, like, the weather's nice. People want to get out and look at homes and do all this. I think a lot of people just are in the market and during the spring, it seems like.
It's very interesting because there's a lot of stuff happening in the market, and then it's going up and down, up and down. So it hasn't changed to the point that, it's like fantastic.
Right.
Okay. But it's still great. It's getting better. The rates are possibly, in a possible way, positively getting better slowly. Right. Very slowly, folks.
The trend's this way, not that way.
Exactly. So, hopefully by the spring, it'll be even better than what it is now, but it's getting better, so it's costing less.
Sure.
So, and we spoke about this before, because the Feds are doing a few things doesn't mean automatically, directly, decreases the interest rate, directly with mortgage. It affects the mortgage to adjust to better. And hopefully it gets better throughout, time comes, and that's the direction it's going.
It's kind of like you making a pot of chili or something, and and you're trying to tame the space down. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to put a little something in there, but it's not going to knock it down right away. It's going to take a minute.
It's going to take a minute.
Get the trickle effect.
And that's kind of the way it works.
Yeah.
And if anybody, wants to go, go on Google, interest rate for the past, 50 years if you want.
Yeah.
And you see how it goes up and down, and, and if you take a look at that, you can almost use that as a map, and how, the rates kind of go. So as crazy as it is and everything that's going around the world and everything, and what the Feds are doing and all that, the changes are not drastic, but it's going the positive, route.
Sure.
It's getting better slowly by slowly.
Sure.
So because you hear stuff in the news or whatever, it doesn't mean that it 100% just drop,
Sure.
Usually I don't talk rates, but the national average is between 5.9 to 6.125. Okay. 2 months ago, it was about 6.25.
Sure.
So as you can see, it is getting better slowly. Okay. But that's a positive thing, for the market, so.
She was curious. I don't say maybe not directly, but I would say maybe indirectly. And then, of course, we're back talking tariffs and all this other stuff with international things. I don't know if there would be a direct impact, but certainly a direct impact on real estate in that.
It does.
That bar. I mean, maybe not so much because not the shipping of product per se, but if a part of the country is reliant on a certain industry, now it's much more expensive to ship their product. They're going to lay off people, and that affects the real estate market in that area.
No, I mean if you go into history, I mean it's funny. So a lot of stuff that's happening, like Venezuela, Iceland, all that kind of stuff. Okay, and then other talk about Canada, Canada being in bed with China, all that stuff. It's all political noise, if you think about it.
Right.
And I know we don't usually talk political stuff, when we come here, but it does have an impact of everything that we do every day.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, let's be realistic. Canada, we get a lot of minerals from them, like, for example, metals. Okay. We get metals from them. All right. I mean, all those buildings don't. They need metal. Okay?
The cost of the material to put up them buildings. Yeah,
I know.
Absolutely.
And it's funny, but in my opinion, Canada should just become a state with us. I mean, they've been invited from the Republic since.
See?
I think it was in the 1900s that they got invited.
And if they do, they could have a gold medal in hockey like we do.
I know you were going to tell that. I was listening to you guys about Survivor. I mean, which is amazing. 50 seasons.
Yeah.
50. My wife and I used to have this routine about ordering a pizza and watch the show.
Yeah.
And she was actually talking about that not too long ago.
Yeah, we used to watch it too. It's been a minute since we've watched it though.
Yeah, because you know what? After 50 seasons, come on.
Right? You're like, all right. I mean, the guy, are they going to have the contest? Someone's going to betray somebody.
Are they even going to one of the same islands finally?
They'll find an idol. Yeah, a cool guy will get voted off. Yeah, we know what happens.
No, but yeah, all that stuff affects the market itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything Power says.
Sure.
And then they go inside the meetings and they close the doors. And the Fed start talking about what they're going to do and this and that.
So, directly, you'll see new construction impact almost directly, probably.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The building of home is more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So the builders out there, they're not having fun with that.
Right.
Okay. Because let's be honest, they're builders for a reason, to make a profit.
Sure.
Okay. So that makes it a little tough. I'm glad that we have a lot of independent builders in town. Handful of people here and there.
They're still in the supply and demand
but
game,
they're
like
still in
anybody
the
else.
same situation.
Yeah.
So it makes it tough. The values of home is still going up. I mean, I saw it dwindle for a minute, but it looks like it's still the same.
Sure.
It's just continuously, slowly going up.
But I'm going to take a stab too. If new construction cost is going up, that means by default the demand's going to be higher for a established home.
Exactly.
Which means it's going to go up. The price for that's going to go up.
And folks, there's home being made. The total community is building a bunch of houses.
Sure.
Okay. Jimmy Mitchell is building a bunch of houses over there. I mean, our community is growing. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, even Jimmy Mitchell actually did they're a little more affordable houses now. 2 weeks ago they had some grand openings, so on the new stuff.
Sure.
Right.
And we still deal with an overflow from Artesia and even probably Carlsbad.
To some extent. There's still houses being built, folks. Take advantage of the ones that people are selling their old houses to buy new ones.
Sure.
And hopefully those houses are not so bad. Okay. And remember, you got the 203K, program, so you could fix a house. Not because the home that you want to buy, is too expensive. Maybe you find something that maybe needs just a little twinkling here and there to fix a few things, and you'll be good to go. And don't forget, we still have MFA, the New Mexico, a house authority.
Yeah,
okay?
and that work you do is actually investment back. You actually get that money back.
Seriously, yes.
When you sell the home, like you said, 99% of people, your first home is not your forever home. And so I'm not saying you learn your mistakes, but your first home, you do learn how to be a homeowner a little bit. And part of that is, when the pipe breaks, when it's time to do a remodel, you kind of learn you learn either, hey, I got a knack for doing this, or no, I need to hire people because I have zero of these skill sets. And so
exactly.
You kind of learn that with the new home a little bit.
Folks out there, let's say you have a home and you want to buy maybe like a newer house or upgrade to a larger home, right?
Sure.
And your house needs a little work, and you have some money saved up. You know what? Maybe you should just do a renovation, refi to fix up the house so you don't use the money you have saved up.
Absolutely.
And remember, when you remodel your home, you just increase the value of your home as well. Okay. It goes hand in hand together on those two. And you can do that, and as long as I know you're going to refinance it so you could sell it.
Sure.
Okay. I just need to know that, and that way I push in the right program.
Pro tip, though, if you're going to do that, when it comes to your decor, stick to neutrals. Stick to things.
Oh, my God. Everybody's going crazy on the colors.
Well, I mean, it's great if you like hot pink, but if but the odds are most people are going to walk through looking for that home do not want hot pink. There's 1 out of 10. You know what I mean? So stick to tans, browns, grays, whatever it is. It's kind of the neutral tones.
Make it easier to sell.
And if they want to paint it up pink, let them do that. You're trying to.
No, it's very true.
When you go fishing, you want a big net. Is all I'm saying.
No, I got you. and like I said, don't forget the New Mexico, MFA. They give you the money to be able to buy a house, folks. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you don't have like tons of money in the bank, doesn't mean you cannot buy a house.
Right.
Okay. We got the programs to help you.
Sure.
Even if you're a repeating buyer, okay, it means this is not your first time home, right now.
Sure.
I still have the programs to help you to do that just the same.
Absolutely.
So like we have talked many times in the past, this is not about first time home buyers anymore. Okay. It's for everybody. So do not be afraid of that and take the chance. Okay. And better yourself, considering, if all right, let's be realistic. You have a 2-bedroom house and now you have 5 kids.
Yeah. Time for an upgrade.
It's time to an upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Don't be afraid of that stuff. I have the programs. Okay. MFA, that's New Mexico House Authority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They'll give you money assistance for the down payment.
Absolutely.
It's not free money, folks, but at least it's money that you don't have to, basically come up with it yourself at the moment.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's a lot of times the big hurdle for a lot of people is having that upfront down payment.
Mm-hmm.
Generally that's one of the biggest benefits for the VA stuff is generally most veteran loans waive all that upfront cost.
But let me even give you more. This is the crazy, folks. Listen to this. You could mix. This is so I usually don't mix them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But let's say you have very, very minimum money in the bank and you're renting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you check to check. I understand that, folks. I've been there. I've been there, done that.
We all have been there or are there right now. Yeah.
The fact of the matter is this. Let's say you're a VA, and you are able to do VA. Guess what? I can mix New Mexico housing with VA. So what does that mean? If I can get you approved 100%, loan to value of the home to be able to purchase it, that means you don't need no down payment. But now we have the state of New Mexico to give you money.
Yeah.
And you really are a little short. Now I'm giving you all the money for the closing costs and everything just the same.
So you're literally getting
for free.
Yeah, you're getting all the costs
You're getting all the costs taken care of.
Buying a house straight up cash.
You could mix those two together and that can work. Now, if I can take care of you without
with a very low interest rate.
No, I get that.
Yeah, that's.
But if I can take care of you without using your VA, save it for something else.
Sure.
Okay. And folks,
and with VA too, you can use it multiple times.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. So right now, folks, if if you're an ex-military individual, okay, and you at least got general or honorable discharge.
Sure.
All right. If you got kicked out, I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah, dishonorables, they don't.
Dishonorables don't work.
It's tough to shake that
Sorry
bad boy.
about that.
It is.
Well, anything else, medical, honorable general, all that stuff, and you qualify for VA, and you had never used it, okay, use it, okay?
Absolutely.
Why not?
That's
all right.
why
it's
you
there
were there.
for us, okay?
That's absolutely.
I mean, I used mine like 3 times. All right. So if you own a home and you already have a VA loan on it, and this is one of the beauties of knowledge is power, folks. Let's say you wanted to buy a better home, and maybe you don't even want to sell the house you have, but you have a VA loan on it.
Sure.
Okay. Guess what? You could buy another house, rent the VA the house that you already have,
use it,
and VA allows you to go and buy another house.
As an investment property there?
No, actually,
or
no,
your personal
the
property?
personal becomes investment, and then you
Gotcha.
could buy something better. Folks, it's there for the pickings, okay? Use the knowledge to, put yourself in a better position.
Sure.
Okay? Because let's say you have a mortgage that is, $800 a month, and you can rent it for like $1,200, $1,500.
Sure.
Now you got cash flow that you didn't have before. And then you could go and buy yourself a better house.
It's not a bad retirement gig.
No,
If you did
it's really
20
not.
years as a veteran.
Seriously.
And then, so now you're basically a property landlord, tenant, kind of taking care of.
I mean, if you think
couple
about it,
properties
it's one of the best investments you can ever make.
Sure.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's say somebody has, I don't know, $400,000 in the bank in retirement.
Sure.
Okay. And you just, like, what do I do with this? How do I invest it? And you're making, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000 in there, every other year or so,
Sure.
and that's it. What about just grab half of that money and buy yourself a house and rent it out?
Sure.
And make about $20-some thousand a year.
Absolutely.
I mean, hello.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's most of it mostly passive income.
It's passive
with
income, all of it.
With the exception of when you have a
The few little
appliance
things here and
break
there,
or
yeah.
there's some maintenance or upkeep that needs to be done.
Folks, I did it for years. I did it for years, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, I always have said the benefit of renting, okay, completely outweighed all the inconvenience of having a home that
Sure.
you're renting out.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife may disagree a little with that as for you, but that's a different story.
Right. Well, and this is kind of the on the reverse side of it, folks. If you are a renter and you're, and you're paying $1,000 a month for rent,
why not get yourself a house?
We could turn that into you paying $800 a month for the same thing in a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, or less even.
Yeah, depending on the situation, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, it is.
But don't be afraid. I mean, those things are there. And then on top of that, because in the end of the day, there's still limits and stuff like that. Loan Depot have a program called Act 60.
Okay.
It means 0% down because we're giving you the money for the down payment just the same.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that's definitely for repeating customers or first-time home buying just the same. I will set you up in the right program always. Okay. But we have MFA for first-time home buyers and repeating buyers. Okay. You just have to talk to me, and I'll tell you which one you qualify for.
Gotcha.
I'll set you up with the right, deal. The Access Zero is there for times when the people have the income that is too much, so they don't qualify for MFA. So I got the set, to take care of pretty much anybody.
Got it.
Right? Which is really, really good. And don't be afraid of what's happening in the market. The fact of the matter is we all need a place to live, okay? So don't let that stuff,
absolutely
push you away to the idea of owning a home.
And you say this, every time you come in, like we were talking earlier about the rates, and we're starting to see a downward trend on that. Some of the stuff that was coming down. But that being said, when you need a home is when you need a home, and getting even if you get into the game where the rates are a little higher, you just ride it out till the rates go down, and then you refinance, and then you're back, into a lower payment. But
100%.
But the moment you're owning your property or home instead of paying a lease or a rent check, everything's investing back, because every time you make a payment, you're paying your equity, your principal, and that's building a little equity and back into you. And so now all of a sudden, as you're paying that down, that $100,000 house, you paid 20 into it. Now you got 20,000 equity and 40. And next thing you know,
It just keeps getting better as we go.
yeah, and that every time you make a mortgage, and to be honest, and ask Elliot about this, he'll show you tips on this. it's okay to even pay a little more, like if you're trying to like pay down quicker and even pay more towards principals, and it's not illegal or anything
Folks,
like that.
If you hear it on Facebook and TikTok, there's a lot of YouTubers out there talking about this all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to become one of those. The fact is any home you have, the principal and interest you divide it by 6. Okay. You pay every month an extra 1/6 of that, okay, into your mortgage. That 30-year mortgage just became 15 years, folks.
Just cut it in half.
Okay. You just cut it in half just by paying one extra payment of 1/6 of it.
And that's how all money you save in interest rates, basically.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
The idea, folks, the idea of having a 30-year
And it's not illegal to do.
No, it's not.
I'm surprised lending institutions haven't put a loophole in this yet, but they have.
No, I mean, well, there's states that there's like
I'm sure the feds
penalties
have,
to pay faster and everything. Folks, the fact of the matter is, the idea is not really to pay a home for 30 years.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay your home for 30 years.
To be honest, you're probably going to move out of that house before,
Well, we talk about this too.
Yeah.
It's the average of refinancing or then purchasing a new home is an average of 3 to 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's different. Okay. Most of the time the 3 is because they either want to get a better interest rate. The 5 is between the better interest rate or they move into a new home.
Mm-hmm.
The 7 is for sure they're doing some kind of investment.
Sure.
They're getting a new career. They're moving out of the state. I mean, there's so many factors in why people do what they do. But for many years, I did it to the point that I didn't sell anything. So I came to Roswell in 2006, okay? That's when I met my wife, all right? And then I didn't stay here, folks. I stole my bride and took it to Colorado, okay? The homes we have here, we kept them. We actually purchased more, okay? And I was managing them from Colorado Springs, Colorado. And the fact of the matter is, nobody take care of your home better than yourself. So, I'm not going to go in there and say some negative things about the management company. But we decided to come back.
Sure.
The wife didn't like the call too much anyway. So, but we decided to come back here. The homes that I have in Colorado, I sold them all. Okay. We came back here. We took control of our properties, and we even bought another house.
Picked up some more property.
So pick up another house. And we rented homes for a long time. We really did. And folks, the benefit outweighed the whole entire inconvenience of any inconvenience you have at all. And again, I'm going to say this because my wife probably would agree with me. She might disagree with me about the way, the way of, the inconvenience. But as a businessman, I know that it does outweigh the inconvenience. Folks, I made a lot of money. It was a blessing. Okay. My job that I was working when I was actually a banker. Okay. I was actually using that money, okay? I was using that money literally, to put it in the bank and save.
Sure.
And take care of the family. The rentals were 100% paying for everything.
That was kind of your covering your bills, your expenses.
Yeah. You have to be smarter than the system, folks. But you need to be part of the system. If you're not part of the system, you're going to get left behind.
Sure.
Okay? Everybody thinks that they can, what is that phrase? What is that phrase that what's the name of that vampire hero? Blade.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know how he say like everybody's always trying to beat the bill.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
He says that you can't beat the bill if you're not part of the system, folks. You're gonna get around the system to a certain point, but it's gonna come to the point that you need to be part of the system to be able to continue growing to what you want to do.
Sure.
And again, folks, the feds are watching everything we do. Don't fake it because in the end, it's not going to happen.
Going to catch up with you.
They're going to catch up with you. You do everything by the book. I'll help you. You want to buy houses? I got ways you could buy houses. I don't even need to use your taxes. Okay. So there's so many ways that you can actually put yourself in such a better position. Do not be afraid of it, okay? Yeah. We have the programs. We have everything in place that can take care of you guys and allow you to grow as an individual, as an investor, okay? Don't let everybody that has tons of money be the only ones that do it. All of you guys out there can do it. I did it.
Sure.
Okay? Folks, I came from nothing, okay? And sometimes I feel like I don't have nothing anyway. But no, being realistic, I've been blessed, but I work hard for it.
Sure.
Okay. I take care of my customers. My partners and customers are the most important thing out there besides my wife.
Sure.
Okay. And you have to be there for them to be there for you.
Absolutely.
It's a two-way highway.
And in terms of investments going, and we're running short on time here, but in terms of investments going, real estate, by and large, is a pretty safe investment.
You never fail if you do the right thing.
I mean, you could. I mean, yes, it's possible to screw it up.
Oh yeah.
But it's really hard because there's a lot of pitfalls in place. There's usually a lot of catch-alls to catch things to really prevent you from buying a lemon type situation. Matter of fact, my in-laws, they're up in Albuquerque looking at new houses now. And of course, they look at, they're looking at $800,000, $900,000 homes and things. And
I'm going to try to get that business.
Yeah. Well, the thing it makes me laugh is a couple of them that turned out like one, upon inspection, it was around the time when they were using that certain kind of piping, and they would have to spend like $30,000 in overhaul. But it's stuff like that there's something that's going to catch that kind of stuff usually in real estate. You know what I mean?
That's why we do inspections. That's why we do appraisals.
And so this isn't like you day trading on stock markets or anything like that. It is really. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a passive, but there is sweat equity. I mean, if you want to make the most money, you're going to have to be semi-handy. You're going to have to be able to swap a water heater or repair a floor here or there or something. But if not, then you're going to have to willing to eat that cost, to have it done professionally. But anyway, that's you can work on that kind of stuff and it can be done.
No, I get it.
And it's not a bad way to go. And sure, there's ups and downs like anything. I see those TV show real estate nightmare shows that the hoarders come in and they throw Lord knows on everything.
I know. Yeah, but if you cross your T's here and there and do the right stuff, you'll be fine. Okay. Do not be afraid.
That's the exception, not the rule.
Okay, those are like worst case scenarios that can happen.
Yeah.
If you don't watch what you do and you don't follow through,
and if you do a little
happen.
modicum of homework on who you release your places to.
I know, like my wife say, I told you to fire that contractor already, and you being so nice about it. Like,
absolutely.
why?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But if you are looking, whether it's your first home or if you're saying, you know what, I think I might want to be into investment properties and things like that, please reach out to Elliot with Loan Depot here. He'll be happy to sit down and talk with you and have a conversation, and let's just see where that conversation takes you here. I know, if you've never bought a home before and you're looking first time, this is something, when I say recommend talking to Elliot, because Elliot will sit down and go and work everything with you. And if you're not there, Elliot's not going to, kick you in the butt and say good luck to you.
No.
He's going to say, you know what, though, if you fix this, do this, and come see me in 6 months or whatever, I can get you in a house. I can start that process here today. So he'll work with you if you're like, okay, I know I'm not ready, but what can I do to get me out of this mess? Elliot will sit down and say, this is how we fix it.
Yeah, I do that every day, folks.
Yeah.
I tell people, you do this, and you're going to be fine.
Absolutely.
It may take a month, it may take 2 months, it may take 3 months. Every case is different.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And of course, if you're just trying to say, well, I got to, I heard Elliot talk about these VAs and combining this or that. I'd like, all right, let me take a stab at that for me here.
Yeah, I think outside the box a little. I always run, like last time we talked to Terry, from MFA.
Yeah.
I run ideas and stuff to them, and she said, yes, you could definitely do that.
Yeah.
It's like, so I get a little creative, staying inside the box. But like we did in the military, we take everything outside the box, fold it nice and neat.
That's right.
And guess what? You end up having more room for more.
That's right. That's right. Work smarter, not harder. That was my Air Force motto, not so much Army. But please reach out to Elliot. You can call him direct, 719-237-4680. Again, that's 719-237-4680. You can always call his office here in Roswell. It's a 505 extension, but it is here in Roswell. 505-445-2070. Again, 505-445-2070. Of course, it is at 204 West 2nd, Suite 5, just kind of right catty corner from
across the street from the police station.
That way over there. I get turned around over here. Of course, you can visit online and everything else as well too. He has a website you could check out. If you type in Elliot Rodriguez, spell Elliot with one L, Rodriguez with a Z at the end, at loanedepot.com. You can go. That's his website. You can learn more about all of Loan Depot and its history, but then you can learn more about Elliot and his office and his staff and everything there. You can also shoot him emails. Elliot Rodriguez, same thing, at loanedepot.com. Go there too. So I'm sorry, the website, loanedepot.com/Elliot Rodriguez. Elliot Rodriguez at loanedepot.com is the website there. So you can go there. And I'm sure if you do loanedepot.com and there's like a search.
You'll find me. You'll find me.
And then please come by the office and let's start that conversation. And it could be that decision made that kind of sets the table for success and creating that foundation for your families.
And folks, there's a lot of homes being built. Okay, like I said, the total community.
Yeah,
they're going to build another 80 some homes still. That's a lot of houses, folks.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's going to take a handful of years for that to happen,
But demand is there now.
As much as they wanted to put one house at a time every month, that doesn't work quite that simple. But the fact of the matter is, the project is in motion, and there's home for 200, and I think the bottom is 265.
Okay.
Most of them are 3 bedrooms and so on, and a little bigger depending on how the size is.
Sure.
And I think it goes to 315 or something like that. I have to look again. But the fact of the matter is, they're energy efficient homes.
Gotcha.
Okay. They're new. It's a new neighborhood.
Sure.
Okay. And a little more affordable. The same thing with Jimmy Mitchell. They're doing, homes and try to do them a little more affordable, just the same as well.
Absolutely.
So
plus, I got more modern amenities and
and then you got
smarter systems.
You got Par 5. You got 5Cs constructions.
Imagine
you got so many different people building houses around that it's crazy.
Probably got smart heating, cooling systems that are a little bit more high tech than.
Yes, everything is getting better to make it easier for the consumer.
Yeah. So.
But no, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that. We have the programs, and we have the staff. I just hired my old assistant as a loan officer, which is awesome.
Great.
She knows everything about how the business is. I'm about to hire another loan officer pretty soon. So we have the team.
Nice.
We have the. What is that thing? We have the technology. We have the science.
Yeah.
We can do it. We can fix and do anything.
Good deal. Well, Elliot, as always, appreciate the visit. We'll see you next time here. And